Chapter 636. No man would want his wife's but to be seen by others. And in front of so many people, by other men, it's fine. Didn't we all see it? There are quite a few men here. We saw it from afar. It's fine. When the doctor sees the wound, he will look at it carefully. When applying medicine, he has to touch it with his hands. The situation is different. That seems to be true. When Cripple Chin heard this, he felt uncomfortable. He felt that what the villagers said made sense. It could only be said that Zhang Chui's wound was not good. It just had to be bitten on the butt. If it had been bitten elsewhere, it would have been easy to deal with, Zhang Chui retorted angrily. You people, it's easy for you to say that. Do I want to be seen by others? If this dog's bite is not treated, let me tell you, even if I die, I will turn into a malicious spirit and drag all of you down with me. Zhang Chui's words were scary. Coupled with her fierce gaze, the surrounding villagers quickly shut their mouths and did not dare to speak. The villagers also had their own taboos and believed in ghosts and gods. They were really afraid that Zhang Chui would come looking for them after she turned into a ghost. They just wanted to talk. They did not want to make a fuss about human lives. All right, Chui, let's go back quickly. Cripple Chin pulled Zhang Chui. No, wait. What's wrong, Chui? We have to make it clear to Mrs. Hu and the others. They have to pay for my medical expenses. Zhao Baojun frowned and said, my wife was bitten to save you. Shouldn't you also pay for our medical expenses? Mrs. Hu quickly agreed, that's right, that's right. I was bitten to save you too. It's much more serious than yours. You have to pay for my medical expenses too. Zhang Chui put her hands on her waist and scolded angrily, who's to blame when your own dog bit me? Isn't it your own fault? Why is it my turn to pay for your medical expenses? Of course. If I didn't save you, would I have been bitten? Since you want me to pay, I'll make you pay. Zhang Chui felt that Mrs. Hu was too unreasonable and started to fight with her. Thus, the two of them started to wrestle together. The scene was spectacular. The villagers tried to persuade them for a while before they were able to pull them apart. In the end, it was a rather reputable old man in the village who came forward to teach them. In the end, they came to an agreement that although the Hu family would lose money, they would only pay half of it. The other half would be borne by the Chin family. Zhang Chui still felt that she had suffered a loss, but thinking that it was much better than Madame Hu going back on her word and not getting a single cent, she reluctantly nodded her head in agreement. The ruckus was almost over. After Zhao Yun watched the man leave, the courtyard finally returned to its quiet state. The weirdos had left, and they had seen enough of the commotion. Didn't they say that people from the countryside were simple and kind? She really did see a lot of weirdos here. Yuner, I'm done with my work earlier. I'll take my leave first. Mulan stood up and said goodbye. Zhao Yuner nodded. She knew that Mulan was busy and had children to take care of at home. Sister-in-law Mulan, it's fine. You can go back. After Mulan left, Zhao Yuner tidied up her things. In the afternoon, Zhao Wenhua came over to talk to Zhao Yuner about finding Zhao Yuner's eldest uncle and second uncle. Speaking of which, she didn't have much of an impression of Zhao Yuner's eldest uncle and second uncle because they didn't have much contact with each other. Chapter 637. Zhao Wenhua didn't expect Zhao Yun to be so generous. Yun, you don't have much tiger meat left. Why don't you keep it for yourself? It's okay, father. Bring it over. I still have a lot of it at home. Zhao Yun didn't want her third branch to be disliked and looked down upon by her eldest and second uncles. She wanted to bring some good things for her eldest and second uncles to see that their family was no longer the same as before. All right then. Yun, let's go tomorrow. Okay. Zhao Yun's eldest and second uncles lived in Muyu village next door. It wasn't far from Shuilan village, so it wasn't too inconvenient for Zhao Wenhua to go there. After going to her eldest and second uncle's houses tomorrow, she still had to go to the neighboring village in the afternoon to make an appointment with the other bricklayers. Yun, I still have to discuss the wages of the bricklayers with you. How do you think it's appropriate to pay them a day? Zhao Wenhua felt that he couldn't make the decision regarding the money, so he had to ask Zhao Yun, for her opinion. Zhao Yun, wasn't sure about the average wage for the bricklayers, so she asked about the market price. It was about 2 or 3 copper coins more. After discussing it with Zhao Wenhua, they decided that the bricklayers would be paid 30 copper coins a day. In addition, lunch would be included. In the countryside, this treatment was considered pretty good. All right then. Yun, let's invite your eldest and second uncles tomorrow. After discussing this matter, Zhao Wenhua went back. Zhao Yun, tidied up the vegetable garden in the afternoon. Big Gray, who had run out, saw that Zhao Yun's house was empty, so he wandered back. Big Gray walked over to Zhao Yun, and Mu Lianfeng and shook his head and tail, looking like he was trying to please them. Mu Lianfeng's lips curled into a smile. He patted Big Gray's head a few times and said with a smile, "Good boy. You did well today. I'll give you something good to eat later." Big Gray understood Mu Lianfeng's words and became even more enthusiastic towards Mu Lianfeng. Zhao Yun, looked at this despicable dog and hated it. She didn't know when Mu Lianfeng would deal with it. If he didn't, Little Black would probably be depressed. Because, in the past, Zhao Yun, and Mu Lianfeng had fed Big Gray eat. Zhao Yun, and Zhao Yun. Zhao Yun. Therefore, it was best to get rid of Big Gray as soon as possible. Okay. Zhao Yun, was curious, but Mu Lianfeng remained mysterious. He didn't tell Zhao Yun what method to use. For dinner, Zhao Yun made a few simple dishes. Mu Lianfeng took out a few sweet potatoes from the corner of Zhao Yun's house. These sweet potatoes were given by Aunt Lu. Aunt Lu had planted a lot of them last year. Country people didn't like to eat coarse grain, but Zhao Yun liked to eat them very much. These sweet potatoes could be placed in the stove and roasted with charcoal. The sweet potatoes roasted with this kind of wood were more fragrant and sweet than ordinary things. They were even more delicious than the sweet potatoes roasted with charcoal in the 21st century. In addition, they could be roasted and eaten. They could also be boiled with porridge. The sweet taste was sweet. Seeing Mu Lianfeng roasting the sweet potatoes, Zhao Yun smiled and said, "If others knew, they would say that you suffered at my place." Shi Ziyi actually started to eat coarse grain. So what? Mu Lianfeng curled his lips and said with a smile, "Besides, these sweet potatoes aren't for me. I'm going to give them to Big Gray later." For Big Gray. Chapter 638. The mysterious smile on the corner of Mu Lianfeng's mouth made Zhao Yun wonder what Mu Lianfeng was up to. Is it really necessary to be so nice to Big Gray? Zhao Yun asked with confusion. Yun, don't worry. You'll find out in a while. Zhao Yun sighed and said to Mu Lianfeng, "All right then." In fact, it was easy to deal with Big Gray. As long as Mu Lianfeng used a little bit of martial arts, he could directly stab Big Gray to death with a knife. Why did he have to do so many things now? Zhao Yun decided to listen to Mu Lianfeng's arrangement and began to prepare the meal. When the meal was ready, Mu Lianfeng buried the sweet potatoes in the fire in the stove. After they finished eating, Mu Lianfeng went to the kitchen and took out the sweet potatoes from the stove. At this time, the sweet potatoes were already roasted and emitted a strong fragrance. Attracted by the fragrance, Big Gray and Little Hay both ran to Mu Lianfeng, wanting to have a taste. Seeing Little Hay coming over, Big Gray squeaked at it twice. Little Hay was scared by Big Gray's fierce look and stepped back a few steps, whining with grievance. Big Gray continued to wag its tail at Mu Lianfeng proudly, as if it was saying that the sweet potatoes belonged to it alone and only it could eat them. Woo, woo, woo. Little Hay whimpered a few times. In the past few days, because of Big Gray's existence, Little Hay had taken away all of Big Gray's attention. Dowdo hurried forward, carried Little Hay, and comforted it. Little Hay, don't cry. I'll take you to eat other delicious food. Saying that, Dowdo carried Little Hay into the room. Zhao Yun stood beside Mu Yanfeng, wanting to see what Mu Yanfeng was doing. Mu Yanfeng put the roasted sweet potatoes into cold water, and took them out after a few seconds. Then he threw them on the ground and asked Big Gray to eat them. Big Gray licked the sweet potatoes on the ground with its tongue. Seeing that they were cold, it couldn't wait to take a bite. Woo, woo, woo. Big Gray howled twice, then lay on the ground, struggling for a few times, and stopped moving. Zhao Yun stared dumbfoundedly at the unforeseen event in front of her. She still didn't understand what had happened. What? What's going on? Zhao Yun asked after a few seconds. Yun Big Gray is dead. Mu Yanfeng said calmly. Let's get rid of this evil dog. How? That's too unbelievable. Seeing Zhao Yun's puzzled face, Mu Yanfeng explained to Zhao Yun, with a smile, actually, the surface of the sweet potatoes was cold, but because they were soaked in cold water, the inside was hot. Humans can't eat such hot food, so dogs naturally can't eat it. That was to say, the dog was directly burned to death after eating the hot sweet potatoes. Even if he didn't directly stab it with a knife, he would suffer more pain. Thinking of that, Zhao Yun trembled. It was a horrible way to die. It was fine if Mu Yanfeng didn't make a move, but once he did, his methods were very cruel. Seeing that Zhao Yun didn't say anything, Mu Yanfeng asked, Yun, what's wrong with you? Zhao Yun shook her head and twitched the corner of her mouth. Nothing. I'm just wondering how you can be so smart to think of such a way. Chapter 639. Zhao Yun glanced at Big Gray on the ground. Since it was such a big dog, she naturally couldn't throw it away even if it was dead. Thus, she said to Mu Yanfeng, why don't we skin it and eat dog meat hot pot? Dog meat tasted even more delicious. However, Zhao Yun felt that eating dog meat was too cruel in her previous life, so she only ate it once and didn't eat it again. However, it was undeniable that dog meat tasted very good. Zhao Yun didn't feel the slightest bit guilty about eating a dog like Big Gray that did all kinds of evil. Mu Yanfeng nodded. Okay. Mu Yanfeng and Zhao Yun didn't know how to skin the dog, so they called Lu Lei over. When Lu Lei saw the situation at Zhao Yun's house, he was very puzzled. Zhao Yun didn't hide anything and told Lu Lei everything. Lu Lei asked worriedly, Yun, if you do this, will your young mistress come over and make trouble later? Lu Lei knew that Madame Hu was an unreasonable troublemaker and wasn't easy to deal with, so he was worried about Zhao Yun's situation. Zhao Yun smiled and said, it's okay, Brother Lei. After you skin it, who can prove that it's his dog, don't you think so? Right now, my young mistress probably hates this dog to death. As for me, I'm now getting rid of a pest for our village. What if it bites someone again? Lu Lei had also heard about Big Gray biting someone today. For a vicious dog like Big Gray, it was indeed better to get rid of it as soon as possible. Okay then, Yun, let's skin it and eat it. Lu Lei very neatly peeled the dog fart and finished processing it. Big Gray had a lot of meat on his body. After processing it, he weighed it. It was a total of more than 50 kilograms. With so much dog meat, it was enough to eat for a while. Lu Lei helped to skin it, so Zhao Yun gave Lu Lei a hind leg. He was only one person, so it was completely enough for him to eat. As for the rest, Zhao Yun kept them for herself. She would have to distribute them later. Zhao Yun was going to give one front leg to Mulan and the other leg to Aunt Lu. She was going to keep one for herself. As for the middle leg, she was going to give some to the third branch. With this distribution, there weren't many dogs left. Zhao Yuner had never cooked dog meat before, so she didn't know how to cook dog meat. She could only cook it according to the method of cooking beef. The taste should not be too bad. Yuner, if there's nothing else, I'm going back, Lu Lei said. When Zhao Yuner and Mu Yanfeng were together, he was like a light bulb in front of them. Yes, yes. Brother Lei Zi, be careful on your way back. Lu Lei nodded and left with his lackey. When he reached home, Lu Lei heard some noises in the house. Lu Lei thought that a thief had broken into his house, so he hurriedly yelled into the house, "Who is it?" A girl's voice came from inside the house. "Brother Lu, it's me." It was Xiao Hong. Lu Lei frowned, and when he saw Xiao Hong coming over, he asked, "Xiao Hong, why are you here?" Xiao Hong smiled and said, "Brother Lu, I'm here to give you a pair of shoes. I saw that there was a hole in the shoes on your feet, so I asked my mother to teach me how to make a pair of shoes for you these few days. Otherwise, you can't wear leather shoes, right?" Lu Lei lowered his head and looked at his shoes. There was indeed a big hole, and his big toe was exposed. Chapter 640. This was the downside of not having a woman. Unlike the other people in the village, who had their wives by their side to take care of them, they didn't need to worry about these things. Xiao Hong continued, "Brother Lu, I came over and found that you weren't at home. Then, I saw that your house was in a mess, so I helped you clean it up and waited for you to come back." Lu Lei looked at his house. It was indeed much cleaner and tidier. The floor was swept by Xiao Hong, the quilt on the bed was folded neatly, and the tables and chairs were wiped clean. As a man, he didn't know how to tidy up his house normally, so he always made the house a little messy. Now that the house was clean and tidy, it was much more comfortable to stay inside. At this moment, he suddenly thought that if he could have a wife, his house would be clean like this every day. In the future, there would be someone to do his laundry and cook for him, and there would also be someone to accompany him. Xiao Hong took out the shoes she made and handed them to Lu Lei. "Brother Lu, try them on and see if they fit. If they don't, I'll take them back and change them for you." Lu Lei looked at Xiao Hong blankly and felt a little embarrassed. "Brother Lu, try them on. It wasn't easy for me to make them for you. You won't reject them, right?" Lu Lei looked at Xiao Hong's worried gaze and couldn't bear to reject Xiao Hong, so he took them and tried them on. He didn't know how Xiao Hong knew the size of his feet, but they fit perfectly. Fortunately, there's no need to change them. "Brother Lu, just wear them like this. If you need them in the future, let me know and I'll make them for you." Lu Lei responded, "Thank you, Xiao Hong." Xiao Hong smiled slightly and said, "Brother Lu, you don't have to be so polite with me." Seeing that Xiao Hong made a pair of shoes for him, Lu Lei felt that he had to repay her with something. He couldn't accept Xiao Hong's favor for nothing and let her work hard for him. Thus, he took out a knife and cut half of the dog meat and gave it to Xiao Hong. "Xiao Hong, this is dog meat. It's best if you take it back with your father's wine." Xiao Hong didn't stand on ceremony and asked curiously, "Brother Lu, where did you get this dog meat?" Lu Lei naturally wouldn't say that it was Zhao Yun, who killed Big Gray of the Hu family. He casually replied, "Someone gave it to me." Xiao Hong tactfully did not pursue the matter. Then, "Brother Lu, thank you." If she brought the dog meat back to her father to eat with wine, her father would definitely be very happy. At that time, his impression of Lu Lei would also increase. Thinking of this, Xiao Hong felt a little happy. Lu Lei felt that it wasn't good for Xiao Hong to stay in his house for too long, so he hurriedly urged her to go back. Xiao Hong did not shamelessly insist on leaving. She knew that this would only make Lu Lei feel disgusted. "Then Brother Lu, I'll take my leave first. Thank you for the dog meat." "It's fine, Xiao Hong. Thank you for the shoes too." "Yes, yes." Xiao Hong left with a red face. Looking at Xiao Hong's departing figure, Lu Lei fell into deep thought. Could he choose to marry Xiao Hong? Since it was impossible for him to be with Zhao Yuner, he couldn't be single for the rest of his life. The next morning, Zhao Yuner woke up early and went to the town to set up a stall. She hadn't woken up early for a long time. This time, she suddenly felt a little uncomfortable and dozed off along the way. Chapter 641. Yuner, are you so sleepy because you had sex with Prince Shitzi until late at night? After Mulan asked, Zhao Yuner understood what Mulan meant when she saw the ambiguous smile on her face. She blushed at once. Sister-in-law Mulan, please don't tease me. Prince Shitzi and I haven't done it yet, Zhao Yuner said in a low voice. Although she lowered her voice, Liang Jinxiao, who was sitting in the car, still heard it. Liang Jinxiao was Zhao Yuner's mother, so it was inappropriate for her to tell Zhao Yuner about it. After all, it was indeed very awkward for mother and daughter to talk about it. Mulan was different. Mulan was only 2 or 3 years older than Zhao Yuner, so she could talk to Zhao Yuner about it. Hearing that Zhao Yuner and Mu Yanfeng hadn't had sex until now, Mulan couldn't help but feel a little surprised. Yuner, are you lying? Mulan, don't look at me like that. There's really nothing going on between Prince Shitzi and me. Mulan saw that Zhao Yuner was serious and didn't seem to be lying. Yuner, haven't you been sleeping on the same bed with Prince Shitzi these days? Zhao Yuner nodded and said, yes, I've been sleeping on the same bed with Prince Shitzi. Her house was only so big, so it couldn't fit 2 beds. She could only squeeze in with Mu Yanfeng. Mulan sighed in her heart and began to gossip, Yuner, Prince Shitzi is really good at controlling himself. It's said that when a man and a woman sleep on the same bed, something will always happen. I didn't expect that you've slept on the same bed for so long and nothing has happened. If Mulan didn't know that Dao was Mu Yanfeng's son, she would have suspected that Mu Yanfeng had sex problems. What's wrong with that? It's not like something has to happen, right? Zhao Yuner muttered. Mulan sighed and clicked her tongue in admiration, Yunhe, Lord Heir is truly a good man. If it was an ordinary man, he would definitely not be able to stand it. Prince Shitzi wanted to be responsible for you, but you didn't agree, so he didn't touch you. Zhao Yuner remained silent. She was right. Mu Yanfeng did want to touch her, but he was rejected by Zhao Yuner, so Mu Yanfeng didn't force her. All in all, Mu Yanfeng was a good man, not an animal who thought with his lower body. He respected her opinion. In this era, such a man was very rare. Mulan still couldn't figure it out. Yuner, you're not young anymore. Didn't you think about sex when you slept on the same bed with Prince Shitzi? Mulan thought about herself. When she was Zhao Yuner's age, she had already married Zhu Eru. When she was young and energetic, she would pester Zhu Eru every night. If she didn't have sex with him at night, she would feel uncomfortable. Being asked by Mulan, Zhao Yuner blushed and didn't know how to answer. Mulan, aren't you ashamed to talk about sex with me? What's there to be ashamed of? When you talked about me in the past, I didn't see you being shy. Now that I'm talking about yourself, you're shy. Haha, Yuner, in fact, we'll go through it. Don't be shy. Zhao Yuner felt that her face was burning. Why did Mulan become so? Well, she didn't see Mulan's flirtatious side before. She had a dirty heart. Chapter 642. If she continued talking, Zhao Yuner would probably find a hole and hide in it. Mulan didn't ask any more questions, but Zhao Yuner was thinking about it on the way. Her relationship with Mu Yanfeng was almost developed. Should she consider having sex with him next? After all, Mu Yanfeng wasn't young anymore. If he held it in for too long, what if he got sick from holding it in? After a while, they arrived at the town and started setting up the stall. She hadn't been here for a while, so there was a layer of dust on the table. Because she had rested for a while, business was obviously not as good as before. Perhaps she didn't think that her breakfast stall would continue, so she didn't come here. At around 7 o'clock, she saw Yi Li, dressed in black, walk over coolly and sit at Zhao Yuner's stall. Zhao Yuner went up and said with a smile, "What a coincidence. I've rested for so many days and only set up my stall again today. How did you know that I would come here today?" Yili looked up and glanced at Zhao Yuner. The corners of his mouth curved into a smile as he replied, "It's not a coincidence. I come here every day to take a look, but I've been waiting until today. May I know why you haven't been here recently?" "It's been raining recently. Rainy days are too troublesome. I couldn't come, so I didn't come. So that's how it is. I thought something had happened to you." "Ha, thank you for your concern. We're fine." "That's good." Yili muttered, but he looked a little disappointed. Zhao Yuner felt that Yili was a little strange. She thought that he was unhappy because he had waited for them for so many days. "Order whatever you want to eat. In the future, you can eat and drink here for free. You don't have to pay." However, Yili shook his head and said, "That won't do. I will still pay what I need to pay. When I run out of money one day, you can give me a free meal." Zhao Yuner smiled. "All right then. Do as you wish." "Yes." In the morning, Zhao Yuner's business wasn't doing very well. But because of Yili's charm, many people came over, so the things that Zhao Yuner prepared were all sold out. Therefore, it was all thanks to Yili. Looking at the man's cold and handsome appearance, Zhao Yuner couldn't help but touch her chin. How could there be such a good-looking person? His kung fu was so high. He was so cool. It was normal for women to be attracted to him, right? Yili caught Zhao Yuner's attention, and Yili suddenly looked at Zhao Yuner. When their eyes met, Zhao Yuner felt a strange feeling. She quickly avoided Yili's gaze. She said to Mulan and Liang Jinxiao, "Sister-in-law Mulan, mother, let's pack up the stall and go back." Zhao Yuner heard a soft sigh. Zhao Yuner wasn't sure if it was Yili or if she was hallucinating. After packing up the stall, they went to the market to do some shopping. They saw that they had bought everything they needed. Liang Jinxiao said to Zhao Yuner, "Yuner, I want to buy a few quilts." Zhao Yuner asked curiously, "Mother, what are you buying quilts for?" "We've decided with the family Qin on the date of your sister Pinger's wedding. It's going to be on the 8th of next month. We don't have new quilts at home, and we don't have cotton to play with, so we'll just buy a few quilts." Chapter 643. Since Zhao Ping'er was getting married, the third branch of the family had to prepare blankets for Zhao Ping'er's wedding. It was already the 4th of March and the Qingming festival would arrive in a few days. There was not much time left until the 8th of the next month. "Mother, I know a shop that sells blankets. The prices are relatively cheaper. I'll take you there." Liang Jinxiao replied, "All right then." Zhao Yun led Liang Jinxiao to a shop that sold blankets. It was the shop where her family bought blankets previously. Zhao Yun wanted to see if the old lady was there. If it was not the old lady but the woman named Kai Feng, Zhao Yun would have to consider the price before deciding whether to buy the blankets. The reason why she came to this shop was because the prices of the other shops in Yang City were too expensive. She wanted to save as much money as she could on unnecessary expenses. When Zhao Yun went over, the old lady was there. Although it was not necessarily cheaper, Zhao Yun preferred to deal with people like this. The old lady's daughter-in-law was really too annoying. The old lady also remembered Zhao Yun. When she saw Zhao Yun coming over, she smiled and welcomed her. She asked Zhao Yun, "Miss, are you here to buy blankets again?" Zhao Yun nodded. The old lady asked Zhao Yun to look around the shop and finally decided on 6 blankets. The 6 blankets were bought with cotton from last year, so the price was much cheaper. Compared to the price Zhao Yun paid last time, it was 1 copper coin less per kilogram of blankets. After all, the weather was getting warmer and fewer people were buying blankets. If she accumulated the blankets in her hands and bought them again in winter, the cotton would be older and it would be difficult to sell them. The old lady was very happy that Zhao Yun had bought so many blankets this time. After buying the blankets, she was about to go back when she saw two figures enter the shop. It was none other than Zhao Yun, her second aunt, Wu Zhenju, and her cousin, Liang Xinyue. Zhao Yun, her second aunt, Wu Zhenju, was in her 30s. Because the Liang family was not very poor, the women in the family ate well and did not need to work much. They took good care of themselves and looked much fairer and younger than Liang Jinxiao. Liang Xinyue was the daughter of Zhao Yun, her second aunt, Wu. She was 16 years old and beautiful. The girls in Liang Jinxiao's family were not ugly. After all, they had good genes. When she saw Wu Zhenju and Liang Xinyue, Liang Jinxiao's wife, why are you here? What a coincidence. Wu Zhenju glanced at Liang Jinxiao, who came forward, but did not show much enthusiasm. She only replied indifferently, "Hey, isn't this eldest sister?" When Liang Xinyue saw Liang Jinxiao, she simply ignored her and did not even greet her eldest aunt. Wu Zhenju and Liang Xinyue's attitude was because they thought that Liang Jinxiao's old Zhao family was not well received. Old Zhao's family was poorer than the Liang family, and Liang Jinxiao had borrowed food from her mother's family from time to time. Therefore, they looked down on Liang Jinxiao. The Liang family was very powerful and did not care about kinship. Chapter 644. Liang Jinxiao was about to recommend this method, but she was coldly interrupted by Wu Zhenju. "That's enough, sister. You don't have to say any more. You're only buying these cheap things because your family is poor. My family isn't like yours. My family's has found a good marriage, and I don't want to let her use the quilt that I prepared for her dowry in a shabby manner." Wu Zhenju's tone sounded like she was proudly showing off, which made people feel very uncomfortable. Liang Xinyue raised her chin arrogantly and looked down on Liang Jinxiao. Zhao Yun's mouth twitched involuntarily. What was going on? What a weirdo. Looking at Wu Zhenju's tone and attitude, Zhao Yun felt that he was even more annoying than those people from old Zhao's family. Although some people from old Zhao's family were weirdos, they did not have such a high and mighty attitude. Thus, Zhao Yun tugged at Liang Jinxiao and said to Liang Jinxiao, "Mother, forget it. You're kind enough to introduce him, but he doesn't appreciate it. Why are you still talking so much?" Zhao Yun's words attracted Wu Zhenju's and Liang Xinyue's attention. Wu Zhenju stared at Zhao Yun, and then the corner of her mouth raised into a sarcastic smile. "Oh, isn't this my niece who got pregnant before marriage and lost the face of the family?" When Zhao Yun saw Wu Zhenju's face, she wanted to go up and slap her again. She wanted to see if she would continue talking nonsense. In the end, she controlled herself. She knew that if she really hit Wu Zhenju, it would be her parents who would be embarrassed. Thus, she endured it and decided to ignore this kind of person. Just as she was about to leave with Liang Jinxiao, Wu Zhenju's sarcastic words rang out again. "Tisk, tsk, tsk. What an uneducated person. Don't you know how to greet your second aunt? Eldest sister, it's because you haven't had a good upbringing. It's fine if you don't have any sense of shame, but now you don't even know how to be a person. What's the point of keeping such a daughter? If it were me, I would just throw him into the pond and drown him." Zhao Yun curled her lips and sneered, "Second aunt, I was raised by my mother. When did second aunt have the right to tell me what to do? You said that I didn't have any manners and didn't greet you. You are a cousin, isn't she the same? Why does she know to greet my mother as an elder? Second aunt, I think you'd better discipline your own daughter before you talk about my mother." When Zhao Yun said this, Wu Zhenju didn't know how to refute. Liang Xinyue looked at Zhao Yun angrily. She actually said that she had no manners. Wu Zhenju looked at Zhao Yun in front of him and felt strange. In the past, this niece of his was very timid and cowardly. No matter what others said, she wouldn't reply. Now, she actually knew how to talk back. Wu Zhenju couldn't win against Zhao Yuner, so he vented his anger on Liang Jinqiao. Eldest sister, you really raised a good daughter. How can you talk to your elders like this? Do you still think I'm your second aunt? Liang Jinqiao sighed secretly in her heart. Seeing Wu Zhenju's angry look, she didn't know what to say. In fact, she agreed with Zhao Yuner in her heart, but she didn't want her relationship with Wu Zhenju to be too stiff. After all, Wu Zhenju was her second sister-in-law. She was a girl married out of the Liang family. She couldn't cut ties with the Liang family in the future. Chapter 645. Hearing Liang Jinqiao's words, Wu Zhenju's attention was diverted. Of course. Forget it. I won't argue with you. After all, we're not on the same level. I saw that you bought so many quilts. Could it be that Yuner has found her husband's family? The quilts you gave Yuner as her dowry are made of chin cotton. I think Yuner's husband's family isn't very good. Anyway, it's already good enough for a woman who gets pregnant before marriage to find her husband. It doesn't matter whether the man is poor, ugly, or disabled. As long as she can get married and not embarrass her family, it's fine. Wu Zhenju began to talk to himself. Hearing that, Zhao Yuner's lips twitched violently. She couldn't help but think that this woman was so dramatic. How could she make something out of nothing out of the ordinary? Liang Jinqiao smiled embarrassedly. No, Jinqiao, it's not for Yuner's wedding. Wu Zhenju continued to mock with a smile. Hasn't Yuner found her husband's family yet? Alas, what a pity. Jinqiao, Yuner can't go on like this. I think you'd better get her married as soon as possible. Isn't there an old widower in Muyu village? Why don't I ask someone to help you talk to Yuner about her marriage? In this way, your family can receive a sum of money as a wedding gift. After Wu Zhenju finished speaking, Zhao Yuner couldn't stand it anymore. Liang Jinqiao was also displeased. Zhao Yuner glared at Wu Zhenju. Aunt, you don't need to worry about me. You're greedy for money, but it doesn't mean that my mother is the same. If you like money so much, why don't you sell my cousin to a brothel? She can earn dozens of taels of silver per person. It's definitely more than the wedding gift you received, right? After Zhao Yuner finished speaking, Wu Zhenju clenched her teeth and scolded Zhao Yuner, what are you talking about, you lowly hussy? I'm doing this for your own good. Why don't you take a look at your own virtue? How can my be compared to you? Liang Xinyue also said angrily, I'm not such a shameless person. I'm not even married yet, and I'm already having an affair with a wild man. I even got myself pregnant. Jinqiao, you should go back and teach your daughter how to behave. She's such a disgrace. Zhao Yuner looked at the mother and daughter who were echoing each other. She only felt that it was funny. She glanced at them coldly. Aunt, you're an elder, so I'll let you have your way. But if you dare to say another word, don't blame me for tearing your mouth apart. Anyway, if you don't say it, I'm an uneducated person. I won't blame my conscience for doing anything to you. I'm not afraid of anything. Zhao Yuner's sharp eyes scared Wu Zhenju. He muttered a few words of dissatisfaction and didn't dare to say anything more about Zhao Yuner. Zhao Yuner laughed in her heart. Sure enough, she had to be more forceful when dealing with certain people. The more you let them have their way, the more they would bully you. Jinqiao, Yuner isn't going to marry. Why did you buy so many quilts? Wu Zhenju asked again. In fact, she was more concerned about where Liang Jinqiao got the money to buy these quilts. Although it wasn't very expensive, it would cost about 1 tael of silver to buy 6 quilts at once. Liang Jinqiao was so poor that he even had to borrow food. How could he take out so much money? Chapter 646. Wu Zhenju and Liang Xinyue were even more surprised when they heard Liang Jinqiao say that Zhao Ping was going to get married than when they heard that Zhao Yuner was going to get married. Wu Zhenju smacked his lips and asked in disbelief, Sister, Ping actually managed to find a husband? Zhao Yun was so surprised when she saw Wu Zhenzhu's expression that even her jaw dropped. She couldn't help but complain in her heart. Isn't it just Zhao Ping getting married? Is there a need to make such a fuss? Liang Xinyue directly exclaimed, Zhao Ping is such an ugly woman. How can she get married? Oh my god, I wonder who is so blind. Liang Jinxiao was so embarrassed that she didn't know how to reply to Wu Zhenzhu. If her Ping heard Wu Zhenzhu and Liang Xinyue's words, she would probably be heartbroken. It just so happens that the matchmaker introduced her to a family, and the two children made do with each other. Wu Zhenzhu couldn't help but criticize her again. Sister, he must be poor and can't find a wife, so he married your Ping, right? Liang Jinxiao twitched the corner of her mouth. That child's family is a little poor. Wu Zhenzhu pretended to be sympathetic. Sister, you're so pitiful. You married your Ping to a poor man, and you probably didn't even receive a single copper coin as a gift. Now that you've bought so many quilts, it seems that you're prepared to pay for it. TSK, sister, speaking of which, you're also a poor person. You raised 2 daughters, and they're both like this. One is worse than the other. As for Zhao Yuner, Wu Zhenzhu didn't dare to say anything about Zhao Yuner because of her warning. From Wu Zhenzhu's tone and expression, it was clear that Wu Zhenzhu looked down on Zhao Yuner's family. Liang Xinyue chuckled. Mother, you're wrong to say that. Even if cousin Ping loses some money, it's still a good thing for her to get married. Otherwise, she'll have to eat for the rest of her life. It's much better than losing money. When Wu Zhenzhu heard this, she nodded in agreement. That's true. My Yu is so lucky to be able to marry into a good family. When the time comes, she will be able to bring her parents to enjoy life. Liang Xinyue said proudly, Mother, of course. I will definitely be filial to you and father when the time comes. Zhao Yuner couldn't stand it anymore. Two weirdos. From the moment they met until now, they had been belittling them and praising themselves all the time. They were all ordinary people, so Zhao Yuner didn't understand why Wu Zhenzhu and Liang Xinyue had such a sense of superiority. Zhao Yuner pulled Liang Jinxiao's sleeve and said to Liang Jinxiao, Mother, if you don't want to be scolded anymore, you'd better leave now. Liang Jinxiao nodded. Even if she wasn't sad, Zhao Yuner would be sad when her second sister-in-law scolded Zhao Yuner like that. Second sister-in-law, we'll leave now. Wu Zhenzhu just nodded. Zhao Yuner and Liang Jinxiao carried the quilt into the car. When Wu Zhenzhu saw Zhao Yuner's donkey, he couldn't help but ask, Sister, does this donkey belong to you or is it rented? It belongs to my family. Your family? Sister, where did your family get the money to buy a donkey? Yuner bought it, not me. It's all Yuner's money. Hearing Liang Jinxiao's words, Wu Zhenzhu was even more curious. Where did Yuner get the money? Chapter 647. Wu Zhenzhu snorted coldly. If you don't want to say it, then don't say it. I'm guessing that it must be some shady business. Otherwise, why wouldn't you dare to let others know? Zhao Yun really didn't want to talk to this kind of person. She could say whatever she wanted. Their mouths belonged to them, and she couldn't stop them from doing so. Moreover, no matter how nasty other people's words were, she wouldn't lose anything. Second aunt, you can say whatever you want. We're going back first. Zhao Yun said coldly. Seeing that Zhao Yun was about to leave, Wu Zhenzhu hurriedly called out to Zhao Yun Wait a minute, Yun girl. Since your family has a donkey, why don't you send us back? Zhao Yun's lips curled into a sneer. She didn't know how Wu Zhenzhu had the nerve to say such a thing. Second aunt, can't you see that my donkey is already pulling 3 people? There are so many things on top of that. How can I bring the 2 of you along? Wu Zhenzhu pursed his lips. He was very displeased. Zhao Yun couldn't be bothered with Wu Zhenzhu. She patted Xiao Mao's butt and said to Xiao Mao, let's go. Let's go. Xiao Mao understood Xiao Yun's words. It took off and flew away. In a short while, it was far away. On the way back, Xiao Yun couldn't help but sigh at Liang Jinxiao's family's weirdos. If she had known this would happen, she wouldn't have let Zhao Wenhuo look for her eldest uncle and second uncle. If her eldest uncle and second uncle were like Wu Zhenju, she definitely wouldn't have let them work. Liang Jinxiao sighed and said, Yun, don't argue with your second aunt. She's that kind of person. Mother, I won't argue with her. But we should interact less with them in the future. They look down on us anyway. Oh, okay. Actually, we don't interact much with them. We might not even meet once a year. Yes. This was also what Zhao Yuner felt gratified about. Otherwise, she would be annoyed to death if those people strolled in front of her every day like old Zhao's family. Xiao Mao quickly brought the three of them back to the village. In the late spring, the farm work became busier. Many people had to go down to the fields to weed. When Zhao Yuner sent Liang Jinxiao home, Zhao Ping'er was in the courtyard. Ma Xiaofeng and Zhao Tianan were also standing in the courtyard. They were chatting happily. Zhao Tianan stood beside Ma Xiaofeng, looking very shy. Even so, Zhao Tianan still couldn't help but get closer to Ma Xiaofeng. His eyes peeked at Ma Xiaofeng from time to time. When Zhao Yuner saw Zhao Tianan's reaction, she knew that her younger brother had been poisoned. She sighed slightly in her heart. When they heard the sound of the carriage, several people looked in the direction of Zhao Yuner. Ma Xiaofeng was obviously a little nervous when facing Zhao Yuner. She didn't dare to look into Zhao Yuner's eyes. However, she still went forward and greeted Zhao Yuner. Sister Yuner, you're back. For the sake of Zhao Tianan's face, Zhao Yuner responded indifferently. Ping'er, I bought your dowry quilt today. Liang Jinxiao said to Zhao Ping'er. Looking at the brand new quilt on the carriage, Zhao Ping'er smiled happily. Mother, thank you. What are you thanking me for? Mother, you're so nice. You child, you're my daughter. If I don't treat you well, who else can I treat well? Chapter 648. Her family was poor, so she couldn't afford many things. In addition, in her mother's eyes, she was just a good-for-nothing, so she had to leave everything at home to her younger brother. She didn't have any complaints. After all, it wasn't easy for her family, and her younger brother's marriage was troublesome. If she didn't think about her younger brother now, it would be more difficult in the future. It was precisely because of this that she had to find a good family. Only by marrying a rich man could she eat and drink well, and help her family live a good life, so they wouldn't have to suffer. Sister Ping, congratulations. Ma Xiaofeng's tone had a hint of envy. Thank you, Xiaofeng. When I get married, we won't have many opportunities to be together. We probably won't be able to see each other much in the future. It's okay, Sister Ping, You can come back to your parents' home more often. Won't we be able to see each other then? Yes, Xiaofeng. I have to come back a few more times for you. Yes. Zhao Yun saw Zhao Ping and Ma Xiaofeng acting like sisters and couldn't help but want to laugh. She didn't know if Zhao Ping had a pig's brain. Chu Chu was scheming against her, but she was still so close to her. Second sister, Xiaofeng is the one who sent us the chicken grass. Zhao Tianan hurriedly said to Zhao Yun, wanting Zhao Yun, to have a good impression of Ma Xiaofeng. Really? Yes. Zhao Yun, looked at the chicken coop. A few chickens were burying their heads in eating a few pieces of grass. Liang Jinxiao hurriedly said, Thank you, Xiaofeng. Ma Xiaofeng smiled shyly. You're welcome, Auntie. My family also needs chicken grass, so I just sent some over. Ha, thank you still. Mother, you don't have to be so courteous with Xiaofeng. When Tianan and Xiaofeng get married in the future, we'll be a family. Zhao Ping, teased from the side. Zhao Tianan immediately lowered his head shyly, while Ma Xiaofeng looked at Zhao Ping, coquettishly. Sister Ping, haha, Xiaofeng, you don't have to be shy. You and my brother are very suitable. It's best if you two are together. When you two get married, we'll be even closer. Don't you think so? Liang Jinxiao smiled awkwardly and did not know what to say. He glanced at Zhao Yuner and felt very worried. According to the current situation, it would be difficult to separate Ma Xiaofeng and Zhao Tianan. Just as Zhao Yuner was about to leave, Zhao Wenhua returned. She went to her eldest uncle and second uncle's house today, but looking at the situation, Zhao Wenhua's expression was not right. He did not seem to be very happy. Seeing Zhao Wenhua frowning, Zhao Yuner asked, "Father, what's wrong with you?" Sigh. Zhao Wenhua sighed and said, "Yuner, your eldest uncle and second uncle said that if they want to help, they have to pay 5 copper coins a day more than the other bricklayers. They can't pay the same price as outsiders. If they don't pay 5 copper coins more, they won't come over." Zhao Yuner frowned. Hearing Zhao Wenhua's words, she was also very angry. If we give my eldest uncle and second uncle more for the same job, how will the others be convinced? If the other bricklayers knew about it, they would definitely not be willing to work more than her eldest uncle and second uncle. On the other hand, Zhao Yuner was angry that they were all relatives, but they were so calculative. Since they were a family, shouldn't they not ask for remuneration? Besides, the price she paid was not low, so there was no need to calculate so clearly. Chapter 649. She was too lazy to serve them. Zhao Wenhua sighed. Alright, Yuner, let's not look for your eldest uncle and second uncle. Okay. Although there weren't many bricklayers, there were still some. It would be good if they could find a few bricklayers. They could also find 2 ordinary workers to help them, and the house would definitely be built. Oh right, there's one more thing. What's wrong, father? Sigh, your eldest uncle and second uncle said that since we have the money to build a house now, we should return the 3 loads of grain that we borrowed from them previously. We have borrowed the grain for a few years, and we have to add another load of grain as interest. We have to return 4 loads of grain in total. After Zhao Wenhua finished speaking, he continued to sigh. 4 loads of grain was 400 kilograms, and 1 load of grain was 500 to 600 copper coins. 4 loads of grain was more than 2 taels of silver. This wasn't a small amount. Liang Jinxiao couldn't help but ask, previously, my mother said that we should forget about the grain. Why did she ask for it now? Zhao Wenhua was very helpless. Yuner's eldest uncle said that things are different now. In the past, we couldn't return the grain, but now, we can even build a house. Naturally, we have to return the grain. Liang Jinxiao felt her heart ache. That was her biological brother, and he was actually so calculative with her. In the past few years, Zhao Wenhua had helped the Liang family a lot when they were busy farming. On one hand, Zhao Wenhua was busy working in the Zhao family's fields, and on the other hand, he had to help the Liang family. At that time, he was really exhausted and didn't have any rest. After helping so much and working hard for so many years, how could it not be worth 3 loads of grain? Zhao Yuner really couldn't complain about her eldest uncle and second uncle's whole family. Indeed, birds of a feather flock together. Weirdos simply gathered together. As for the few loads of grain, Zhao Yuner planned to ask Zhao Wenhua to return them. In the future, they shouldn't have any contact with Liang Jinxiao's family. Zhao Yuner was afraid that if she didn't return the money, the Liang family would think that they owed them. Once their lives improved, the Liang family would come over to take advantage of them. On the contrary, Zhao Yuner's family would suffer. Father, mother, did old Zhao's family eat these 3 dan of grain together? Zhao Yuner asked. That's right. At that time, our old Zhao family was having a hard time. That's why we had to borrow some food. Then if we return the grain to first uncle and second uncle, old Zhao's family should be more forgiving. We can't just borrow the grain for everyone to eat and then return the grain to the third branch. Zhao Wenhua seemed to be in a dilemma. Now that we've separated from the family, it's not convenient for us to tell your grandparents. Father, what's so hard to say? Didn't they eat the grain? Ah, all right, I'll go and discuss it with your grandfather. Zhao Yun nodded. She didn't want the third branch to suffer this loss. Old Zhao's family had taken advantage of them for nothing. She didn't care about the small amount of money. When Zhao Wenhua entered Zhao Baoshan's house, she heard curses coming from the house. It was Hu Chunhua. After that, Zhao Baoshan said something, and Hu Chunhua finally agreed to take out the money. Ah, where's my money? Why is 3 taels of silver missing? Hu Chunhua's roar came again. Zhao Wenhua hurriedly asked. What's wrong, mother? The money is missing. Mother, look for it again. Don't worry. Hu Chunhua rummaged through the cupboard for a while, but she still couldn't find it. Ah, it's missing, it's missing, it's missing, the money is missing. Who the hell took my money? Hu Chunhua rushed out of the house crying and screaming. She shouted towards the yard, and the rest of old Zhao's family came out of the house. Chapter 650. Zhao Wenshi leaned forward and asked with concern. Yes, mother. What happened? Why are you yelling like this? Mother, calm down. Speak slowly. We are a family. What can't be solved? Hu Chunhua slapped her thigh and cried, I lost my money. Which one of you went into the house and took my money? Old Zhao's family members looked at each other. They were a little confused by this sudden situation. Mother, what did you say? You lost your money. Did you make a mistake? Zhao Wenshi asked embarrassedly. Hu Chunhua glared at Zhao Wenshi. Do you think your mother is so old that she made a mistake? Hu Chunhua might not pay attention to other things, but she was very clear when it came to money. She would know if a penny was missing. Mother, have you searched the house? Yes, I've searched everywhere, but I didn't find it. Tell me, which one of you went into the house and took the money? Tell me honestly. Hu Chunhua said angrily. The money couldn't have disappeared. Someone must have taken it. Mother, how could we have taken the money? We haven't separated from the family yet. Isn't the money in your hands? No one has taken it for so many years. That's right, mother. If we have any use for it, we will ask you for the money directly. Who would take the money? Mother, we didn't take it. You can look again. Old Zhao's family members insisted that they didn't take the money. Hu Chunhua also felt that it was impossible for them to have taken the money. After all, although the money was kept by her, it was used by old Zhao's family members. For so many years, no matter how anxious they were to use the money, they had never stolen it. If it's not you, then it must be the third branch. You just separated from the family, and you're already thinking about my money. Hu Chunhua looked at Zhao Wenhua's family suspiciously. Old Zhao, tell me. Did you take the money? You're the only ones living in the entire courtyard. Other than your branch, there's no one else. Zhao Wenhua frowned. Mother, what are you talking about? Why would I take your money? Liang Jinxia also hurriedly said, Mother, we would never do such a thing. You can't just say that we took the money when you lost it, right? The third branch wasn't willing to take the blame for this. After all, it really had nothing to do with them. Hu Chunhua snorted, if it's not you, who else could it be? Are there other people living in our courtyard? Could it be a thief? Don't say that my money grew wings and flew away. Zhao Wenhua and Liang Jinxiao felt helpless. Zhao Yun couldn't take it anymore. They weren't fools, so they had to take the blame. The corners of her mouth curled up, and she sneered. Grandmother, how did you lose your money? That's your problem. You don't have any evidence, so how can you accuse the third branch of the family of stealing it? Besides, grandmother, we only steal money because we don't have money. Our family is preparing to build a big house now, so we can earn a lot of money ourselves. Why would we have the time to steal your money? Hua Chunhua didn't know how to refute Zhao Yun's words. Zhao Yun's words made sense. The third branch of the family could build a big house for a few dozen taels of silver. Zhao Yun could earn money, and the heir was so rich. Why would he be interested in her 3 taels of silver? But where did the money go? Chapter 651. Mother, you're right. I also feel that someone stole the money. Zhao Wenxue hurriedly chimed in. Then who could it be? Who came to our courtyard? Mother, no one came. Who else came these days besides third brother's future son-in-law? Hua Chunhua shook her head. No, the money was still there when I counted it 2 days ago. Qin Yuan came 2 days ago, so it couldn't be Qin Yuan. Then who could it be? As they were talking, their gazes fell on Ma Xiaofeng, who was at the side. In the past 2 days, only Ma Xiaofeng came by twice, so Hua Chunhua targeted Ma Xiaofeng. Little Feng, did you steal my family's money? Ma Xiaofeng was stunned. How could she say that? Being questioned by Hua Chunhua, Ma Xiaofeng pouted and said, Granny Zhao, it wasn't me. I don't steal. It wasn't you. If it wasn't you, then no one else came to my house. You learned how to steal at such a young age. I have to call your mother over and ask her how she raised a thief. Hua Chunhua didn't mind making a big deal out of it. Ma Xiaofeng suddenly became anxious. If the villagers came over and heard Hua Chunhua's nonsense, what would she do if they thought she was a thief? In the village, reputation was very important. She also wanted to save face. If she was treated as a thief, she would be drowned in saliva. Li Chuiying muttered in front of Hua Chunhua, Mother, I think it's very likely that little Feng stole the money. After all, their family is so poor. Yes, I think so too. Hua Chunhua nodded and said coldly to Ma Xiaofeng, Little Feng, hurry up and hand over the money you stole. Otherwise, we'll have to report it to the authorities. When the time comes, I'll throw you in jail. Ma Xiaofeng immediately panicked and shook her head. Granny Zhao, it really wasn't me. I didn't steal your family's money. Ma Xiaofeng felt wronged. She was framed by old Zhao's family. She was about to cry. Hua Chunhua snorted softly. Xiao Feng, you brat. Not only did you steal things, you even lied. With such a character, who would dare to marry you in the future? At this time, some villagers came over and heard the whole story. They also thought that Ma Xiaofeng must have stolen it. Granny Zhao, it wasn't me. I never steal from others. Ma Xiaofeng continued to defend herself. Some villagers believed Ma Xiaofeng's words. They had never seen Ma Xiaofeng steal from anyone. Auntie Zhao, is there a misunderstanding? Misunderstanding? What misunderstanding could there be? I didn't see anyone else in my house except her. Could it be that someone else in the village stole it? Hua Chunhua replied angrily. When Hua Chunhua said this, the villagers fell silent. What if Hua Chunhua put the blame on them? They were all decent people and didn't steal from others. They couldn't be called thieves by Hua Chunhua. No one wanted to get into trouble for an unrelated person. They just came to watch the show. Ma Xiaofeng felt that it was hard for her to defend herself. If she had known, she wouldn't have come to Zhao Yun's house. She didn't achieve her goal and was now wrongly accused of stealing 3 taels of silver. Hua Chunhua walked in front of Ma Xiaofeng and pushed Ma Xiaofeng. You brat, quickly hand over the 3 taels of silver that you stole. Woo woo, Ma Xiaofeng was pushed to the ground by Hua Chunhua and started to cry. Chapter 652. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. I didn't steal it. Zhao Yun'er glanced at Ma Xiaofeng who was lying on the ground. She felt sorry for her. Hu Chunhua had gone too far. She had also said that Dao De didn't have a father and wasn't educated. Zhao Yuner wondered whether Ma Xiaofeng had stolen the money. After thinking for a while, she ruled it out. Mom, maybe Xiaofeng stole it. She seems quite honest. Zhao Wenxue glanced at Ma Xiaofeng, who was lying on the ground, and defended her. After all, Ma Xiaofeng was Qian Chuanxiu's daughter. Given his relationship with Qian Chuanxiu, he couldn't leave Ma Xiaofeng alone. Otherwise, Qian Chuanxiu would definitely make a fuss about it. It would be impossible for him to have sex with Qian Chuanxiu in the future. Wenxue, why are you defending an outsider? Hu Chunhua gave Zhao Wenxue a glare with displeasure. Mom. I'm not defending an outsider. I just feel that if Xiaofeng wasn't the one who stole the money, we would be wronging her. Why would you say that? She can prove that she didn't steal the money. Mom, Zhao Wenxue sighed. When he was about to say something, Li Chuiying gave him a look. Zhao Yuner originally thought that Zhao Wenxue helped Ma Xiaofeng because of the deal between Qian Chuanxiu and Zhao Wenxue. However, when she caught a glimpse of the guilt in Zhao Wenshui's eyes and saw Li Chuiying's meaningful glance, she frowned and guessed that her second uncle might have stolen the money. Sister. Zhao Tianan pulled Zhao Yuner's hand. What's wrong? Elder sister, can you please save Xiaofeng? Zhao Yuner was confused. Tianan, why do you think I can save her? Second sister, you are so powerful. No one can outtalk you. You can definitely help Xiaofeng. Zhao Yuner glanced at Zhao Tianan. Her younger brother was extremely anxious at this moment. If she didn't help, she reckoned that Zhao Tianan would blame her for the grievances that Ma Xiaofeng had suffered. In his heart, he would have complaints and grudges against her, his second sister. Zhao Yuner sighed in her heart. Regarding Hu Chunhua's slanderous accusations, Zhao Yun could not bear to watch. Thus, she raised her voice and said to Hu Chunhua, Grandma, do you know that a false accusation can backfire? If you send her to the authorities and say that she stole from our house, there will be no evidence. You will have to stay in jail. Hu Chunhua curled her lips and said, how can there be no evidence? This girl was the only one who came to our house. She came in the daytime. Master was lying in the room. How could she steal under my watch? Well, besides, when she came, Ping'er and Tianan were both there. There were two people watching her. How could she steal the money? Well, after being casually questioned by Zhao Yuner, Hu Chunhua couldn't refute. Zhao Tianan looked at Zhao Yuner with gratitude and admiration. Ma Xiaofeng, who was lying on the ground, also looked over with gratitude. What Yun said makes sense. Auntie Zhao is really too much. How is Xiaofeng going to live in the village in the future if she says that? That's right. Xiaofeng has been wronged for nothing. Don't worry. Xiaofeng's mother will definitely make trouble later. Haha, then there will be a good show to watch later. Chapter 653. Zhao Yuner curled up her lips. Grandma, it's your business who stole the money. It has nothing to do with anyone else. It's hard to guard against thieves in the family. You have to think carefully about who in our family is so short of money that they stole your money. After Zhao Yuner finished speaking, Hu Chunhua was lost in thought. She couldn't think of a reason at the moment. She was unwilling to accept it. 3 taels of silver. There wasn't much money left at home. Now, she lost so much money all of a sudden. Without evidence, she couldn't blame anyone. Hu Chunhua panicked when she thought about it. She sat down on the ground and burst into tears. Old Zhao's family hurried forward to help Hu Chunhua up. Mom, don't cry. Let's look for the money again. We'll definitely find it. Mom, crying won't solve the problem now. Don't cry. It's easy to hurt your body if you cry too much. Let's continue to think of a way. Wah, my money, my 3 taels of silver. I can buy a lot of things with them. Hu Chunhua couldn't listen to old Zhao's family's persuasion. She was still crying loudly. Zhao Yun'er's lips trembled. Looking at Hu Chunhua's appearance, she felt it was ridiculous. Losing money was even sadder than losing her parents. Seeing that Ma Xiaofeng's innocence was proven, Zhao Tianan went forward to comfort her. Xiaofeng, it's okay now. Don't be sad. Ma Xiaofeng nodded. If she was really wrong this time, she wouldn't be able to clear her name even if she jumped into the Yellow River. Yes, yes. It's all thanks to Sister Yun'er. My second sister is so awesome. My grandma can't answer with just a few words. Yeah, if it wasn't for Sister Yun'er, I wouldn't know what to do. Xiaofeng, did you see that? My second sister helped you this time. It means that she doesn't dislike you. Otherwise, she definitely wouldn't help you. Ma Xiaofeng's sister lit up. It would be great if that was the case. Zhao Yun'er heard the conversation between Zhao Tianan and Ma Xiaofeng. She really didn't know what to say about her younger brother. She was simply blinded by love. To the woman he loved, what was she, his biological sister, to him? Thinking of this, Zhao Yun'er suddenly felt a little sad. Zhao Yun'er, I didn't expect you to be so smart. Seeing that Zhao Yun'er helped Ma Xiaofeng, Zhao Ping'er also praised Zhao Yun'er. Zhao Yun'er smirked. She was smart. Actually, it was just that there were too many brainless people who didn't think about it carefully. There were clearly so many suspicious points and loopholes. Of course. Do you think everyone is as stupid as you? Zhao Yun'er replied to Zhao Ping'er sarcastically. You, Zhao Ping'er looked at Zhao Yun'er angrily. Father, mother, I'm going back to cook first. Zhao Wenhua and Liang Jinxiao both nodded and responded. Zhao Yun'er drove Xiaomao back home. Mu Lianfeng and Daodu were in the courtyard. Daodu seemed to be in the horse stance, and Mu Lianfeng was guiding him. Zhao Yun'er saw this and asked curiously, what is Daodu doing? Mu Lianfeng saw Zhao Yun'er coming back and explained with a smile, I'm teaching Daodu Kung Fu. Yes, mother, Daodu wants to learn Kung Fu from father so that he can protect the people he wants to protect. When Daodu grows up, he will be able to protect mother. Chapter 654. Learning Kung Fu was not a bad thing. With one more ability to defend oneself, not to mention protecting others, but to protect herself, at least it would reduce the chances of Daodu being bullied by others. However, learning Kung Fu wasn't easy either. Learning Kung Fu at such a young age made it very difficult for Daodu to persist. Mu Lianfeng was very strict with Daodu. He made Daodu persist in the horse stance for a long time. In the end, Daodu's forehead began to sweat, and his little lips began to tremble. If Mu Lianfeng didn't tell him to stop, Daodu wouldn't stop. He continued to persist. Seeing Daodu unable to persist, Zhao Yun'er couldn't help but feel distressed. Mu Lianfeng, Daodu has been in the horse stance for so long. It's about time, right? Mu Lianfeng shook his head. Although he also felt distressed for Daodu, he didn't have the slightest bit of softness or slack off for Daodu. No, it won't be effective if it's not time. Since Daodu said he wanted to learn Kung Fu, he has to persist. He can't give up halfway, right? Zhao Yun'er sighed. She felt that Mu Lianfeng was too strict with a child. Mother, don't worry about Daodu. Daodu can do it. Daodu bit his lower lip and said to Zhao Yun'er. Daodu is awesome. Zhao Yun'er didn't know what else to say. After about a quarter of an hour, Mu Lianfeng finally stopped Daodu. Zhao Yun hurried forward and wiped the beads of sweat off Daodu's forehead. She was very distressed. Then she pinched Daodu's arms and legs, hoping that he would feel more comfortable. Mother, Daodu is fine. Daodu's little face was filled with determination. Before Daodu started learning Kung Fu, Mu Lianfeng had made it clear to Daodu that if he decided to learn, he would have to endure hardships. If he couldn't endure hardships, then he should give up early. Dowda gritted his teeth, confident that he could hold on. How could I be fine? So tired. Mother, Dowda is really fine. Dowda is a man now. All right then, Dowda is a man. Zhao Yuner lovingly patted Dowda's head. Mu Yanfeng also stepped forward and praised Dowda generously. Dowda is the best. Sure enough, it was his son, just like him. This kind of perseverance wasn't something that ordinary people didn't have. For Dowda to persist at such a young age, it was rare that he didn't cry out in pain or exhaustion. Hee, Dowda smiled shyly. Dowda is so good. Father, shouldn't you reward Dowda with something? Mu Yanfeng rubbed his chin and thought for a moment. What does father want to reward Dowda? Dowda looked at Mu Yanfeng expectantly. How about this, father will reward Dowda with a wooden horse. When Dowda grows up, father will give Dowda a real horse, okay? Dowda immediately became excited when he heard this. Okay, father. All right then, father will find some time in the next 2 days to help Dowda build a wooden horse. Okay. Zhao Yuner quietly watched the interaction between the father and son, and the corners of her mouth curled up. Having a father by Dowda's side was indeed better than having a mother like her. Sometimes, she couldn't completely imagine what Dowda wanted. In fact, children who grew up in normal families would want their parents by their side. The family casually ate something for lunch. In the afternoon, Mu Yanfeng handed Dowda to Zhao Yuner and said to Zhao Yuner, Yuner, I'm going to Yang City to get some medicine for your scar removal. Chapter 655. Mu Yanfeng agreed. If Zhao Yuner went with them, the doctor could take a look at the scar on her face and prescribe the right medicine. The ointment he gave would definitely be able to remove the scar more easily. Then Yuner, you have to make breakfast in the afternoon, I'll let Mulan and my mother do it. It's actually not difficult. It's not much. All right. After the meal, they rested for a while. When Mo Yen brought the horse over, the two of them rode towards Yang City. The horse was naturally faster than Xiao Mao. The two of them arrived in 10 to 20 minutes. Mu Yanfeng asked around. Everyone thought that the doctor was Hua Tuo. Plus, his surname was Hua, so they called him Miracle Dr. Hua. Miracle Dr. Hua didn't live in the downtown area of Yang City. Instead, he lived somewhere outside of Yang City. Zhao Yuner and Mu Yanfeng searched for a while before they finally found out where Miracle Dr. Hua lived. When they rushed over, they saw a courtyard that was built with a house made of bamboo. The courtyard was surrounded by a fence. There were many flowers and fruit trees in the courtyard. It was spring and the peach blossoms had bloomed. The whole courtyard was filled with peach blossoms. It was very beautiful. Zhao Yuner couldn't help but sigh when she saw this scene. She wanted to make her own house like this when she got back. Looking at Miracle Dr. Hua's residence, Zhao Yuner roughly knew that Miracle Dr. Hua's personality was probably that of a reclusive person. When the two of them arrived at Miracle Dr. Hua's house, the door to the courtyard was closed. They called out a few times before a medicine boy came to open the door. He looked unhappy and said to Zhao Yuner and Mu Yanfeng, "Why are you so loud? My master is taking an afternoon nap." Zhao Yuner and Mu Yanfeng were embarrassed. They said to the medicine boy, "Sorry, we didn't know that Miracle Dr. Hua was taking an afternoon nap. We're here to ask for medicine." The medicine boy looked at Zhao Yuner and Mu Yanfeng, "Ask for medicine? It's not easy to get my master's medicine." This medicine boy looked no more than 12 or 13 years old, but when he spoke to Zhao Yuner and Mu Yanfeng, he had a proud look on his face. "We have to give it a try. Other than Miracle Dr. Hua, I don't know where else we can get the medicine. My master is sleeping right now. He can't see you. Don't worry, we'll wait for Miracle Dr. Hua to wake up." "All right then, come in and wait." Zhao Yuner and Mu Yanfeng responded and followed the attendant into Divine Dr. Hua's courtyard. The courtyard was quite big. It was surrounded by tall trees and verdant bamboos. It was very quiet. There was also a small pond in the courtyard. The water was clear, and there were a few goldfish swimming in it. There were also some unknown flowers in the surroundings, all of them bright red. The medical apprentice beckoned Xiao Yun, and Mu Lianfeng to the stone stools under the grape trellis and sat down. Then, he brought 2 cups of water over. Although this medicine boy was very proud just now, he wasn't careless when it came to serving people. Xiao Yun'er and Mu Lianfeng weren't in a hurry. They could admire Miracle Dr. Hua's courtyard. Mu Lianfeng, let's make the house like this in the future, okay? As long as you like it. I'm fine with anything. Alright then. When our house is built, I'll make it like Miracle Dr. Hua's house. Living in such a house was also a kind of enjoyment. Xiao Yun'er started to look forward to it. After waiting for about an hour, the medicine boy came over and said, "You can go in. My master is awake." Alright, thank you. Chapter 656. As soon as Xiao Yun entered the house, she could smell the fragrance of herbs. There was an old man with a white beard sitting in the house. He was facing a table with herbs on it. Seeing Xiao Yun, and Mu Lianfeng walking over, Dr. Hua didn't even lift his head. Facing Dr. Hua's indifference, Mu Lianfeng went up and cupped his hands respectfully. "Dr. Hua, I brought my wife here to ask for medicine." After Mu Lianfeng spoke, Dr. Hua raised his eyelids and asked indifferently, "Ask for medicine? What medicine are you here for?" "Dr. Hua, I'm here to ask for medicine to remove scars. My wife accidentally got a scar on her forehead." Miracle Dr. Hua's eyes fell on Xiao Yun's body again, and he said faintly, "No." Mu Lianfeng was puzzled. "Dr. Hua, why not? I don't prescribe medicine for people easily. Haven't you asked around?" "But Dr. Hua, my wife really needs it. I wonder if you can make an exception for her this time." "No, no." Dr. Hua shook his head again. "I don't have time for that." Mu Lianfeng's mouth twitched. He didn't see anyone else coming to Dr. Hua's place, so why was he saying that he didn't have time? "Dr. Hua, you can state your conditions. As long as you can prescribe medicine for me, we can discuss the remuneration." Dr. Hua looked at Mu Lianfeng unhappily. "Remuneration? Are you talking about money? Do you think I care about such a tacky thing? Even if you give me 10,000 taels of gold, I won't be moved." Mu Lianfeng and Xiao Yun were stunned. Dr. Hua didn't want money, so what could attract him? "Dr. Hua, I'm sorry for being rude. An expert like you naturally wouldn't care about money." Divine Dr. Hua snorted lightly, but his attitude was much better than before. Seeing that Miracle Dr. Hua was ignoring them, Xiao Yun'er and Mu Lianfeng were in a dilemma. "What are you all waiting for? Hurry up and leave, I like peace and quiet." Miracle Dr. Hua started chasing them away. Xiao Yun'er and Mu Lianfeng looked at each other. "Dr. Hua, can't you make an exception for us? You can have anything you want. We'll get it for you." Divine Dr. Hua snorted. "This old man doesn't have many hobbies. I just like flowers, plants, delicacies, and wine. However, ordinary flowers and delicacies can't attract this old man. You guys better not think about these. Since that's the case, my wife and I will make the arrangements first. If Divine Dr. Hua is satisfied, I hope that you can pass the medicine to my wife. Alright, we'll talk about it when you're pregnant. Don't disturb my peace and quiet now." Miracle Dr. Hua waved his hand and continued to chase them away. Xiao Yun'er and Mu Lianfeng had no choice but to leave. Although they didn't succeed in getting the medicine, they knew what Miracle Dr. Hua liked, so it was much easier. It was better than not knowing where to start. "Yun'er, don't worry. I'll send someone to look for some expensive flowers and delicacies. I'll definitely get the medicine for you." Xiao Yun'er smiled. "You can just send someone to look for the flowers and plants. Leave the delicacies to me." "Alright." Mu Lianfeng knew that when it came to cooking delicacies, Zhao Yun'er wasn't bad at all. In fact, she could even cook better than many people. She could cook a lot of dishes that had never been eaten before. Perhaps, Miracle Dr. Hua would like these new dishes. Chapter 657. One was mushroom soup made from the mushrooms on the mountain. The other was braised pork with soy sauce that she was good at, and the other was pork intestines in a fragrant pot. She believed that Miracle Dr. Hua had never eaten these dishes before. She would wait until she finished her work in the town tomorrow to deliver the dishes to Miracle Dr. Hua. When she went back, Liang Jinqiao and Mulan were still at her house. The two of them chatted while making breakfast. When Zhao Yun'er came back, Mulan said, "Yun'er, it's going to be Qingming Festival in a few days. Every family has to go to the grave. I don't think we have time to go to the town to set up a stall that day. Can we rest for a day?" Zhao Yun'er nodded. Of course. Qingming Festival was a big day for the villagers. Basically, every family would go to the grave. Zhao Yun'er's family had to go as well. Even if they went to the town to sell breakfast that day, there wouldn't be many people. It was better to rest for a day. That's good. I was worried that you wouldn't agree. It would be noisy at home. Every Qingming Festival, the whole family has to go to the grave. Mulan breathed a sigh of relief. Yes, after all, it's our ancestor. If we don't burn some paper money for Qingming Festival, they won't have a good life in the underworld. Liang Jinqiao chatted. That's right, Auntie. In the past, the Li family in our village didn't go to the grave every Qingming Festival. Later, the ancestor appeared in a dream and said that they were living a miserable life in the underworld. If they didn't go to the grave to burn some paper money, they would be dragged down. At first, the Li family didn't believe it. Later, some people in the family fell ill and almost died. They quickly went to the grave to burn paper money. Then, their illness was cured. I heard about it too, so we still have to go to the grave. With the ancestors' blessing, we can be safe and sound. It's only a few times a year. No matter how busy we are, we have to make time. Yes, besides, we're not that busy. Zhao Yun'er listened to the conversation between Mulan and Liang Jinqiao. It was really mysterious. She did not believe in these things. After all, she lived in the 21st century in China and was an atheist. But when he thought about how his soul could transmigrate into the body of the original owner, there was nothing impossible in this world. Mother, are we going back to worship our ancestors with Master and the others? Liang Jinqiao answered, yeah, let's go together as a family. Your father and grandparents have already agreed. Not all the things that need to be prepared for the ancestral worship will be bought by our family, right? Zhao Yun'er liked to calculate clearly, otherwise, old Zhao's family would take advantage of the third branch again. Well, I haven't told you yet. Then, Mother, you should ask Father to tell Grandpa and Grandma that we, the third branch, will definitely take care of some of the things needed for the ancestral worship. They can't let us buy all of them. Zhao Yun'er said. Got it, Yun'er. I'll tell you when we get back. Okay. Hearing Zhao Yun'er's words, Mulan felt that she had to tell the family Zhu clearly when she went back. The things that needed to be bought for the ancestral worship had to be divided among the three branches. After Mulan and Liang Jinqiao left Zhao Yun'er's house, Mu Lianfeng came forward and said, Yun'er, I have to go back to worship our ancestors on the Qingming Festival. Do you want to go with me? Zhao Yun'er was stunned, then shook her head and said, No, we're not married yet. If she went back with Mu Lianfeng, she would have to use her identity to worship their ancestors again. She would probably be looked down upon by old Madame Mu. Chapter 658. He had a son, which was what his parents wanted the most. When they were alive, they wanted to see him get married and have children. They wanted to bring Dao De back to worship their ancestors so that his parents could rest in peace. Zhao Yuner was silent for a while. Is Daodu your biological son? Doesn't that mean that he has acknowledged his ancestors? If your grandmother knows about Daodu's identity, I'm afraid that she will take him away from me. Zhao Yun knew that with old Madame Mu's temperament, she would accept Daodu but not her. Obviously, it was not a good time for Daodu to acknowledge his ancestors. Yuner, don't be afraid. I'll go back this time to see my grandmother's attitude. As for Daodu's identity, I've acknowledged him as my godson before, so I'll let Daodu participate in the worship of our ancestors as his godson. His purpose was only to let his deceased parents see that he had his own child. Zhao Yuner heard Mu Yanfeng's words and nodded. Okay, you can take Daodu back. Thank you, Yuner. In the afternoon, Zhao Yuner went to the foot of the mountain to pick some mushrooms. It had just rained, so many mushrooms had popped out in the forest. There were many kinds of mushrooms. He casually picked a few and filled a basket with them. Her family couldn't eat all of them, so Zhao Yuner gave some to Mulan's family. She cooked a plate of mushrooms while they were still fresh. They tasted absolutely delicious. When she arrived at Mulan's house, family Zhu and his family were all there. Zhu Sanlu was sitting in the yard, basking in the sun. He had rested for a while, but he still looked pale. When he saw Zhao Yuner coming over, a pair of perverted eyes fell on Zhao Yuner. Zhao Yuner glared at him, but Zhu Sanlu smiled, thinking that Zhao Yuner was winking at him. When Zhao Yuner saw the cheap smile on Zhu Sanlu's face, she felt disgusted and quickly looked away. Yuner, why are you here? Mulan stepped forward and asked. I brought you some mushrooms. You can burn them and eat them. Zhao Yuner said and handed the mushrooms in the basket to Mulan. Mulan looked at the colorful mushrooms, took them, and said with a smile, Yuner, thank you. I was thinking about what to eat tonight. Since you brought the mushrooms over, let's eat mushrooms tonight. Yeah, it's fresh. It's delicious. When Madame Qi saw this, she came over and said in a sour tone, Second sister-in-law, you can't eat this mushroom carelessly. Otherwise, you'll have a stomachache. Sister-in-law, it's okay. Yuner's family has eaten it before. Madame Qi snorted, you didn't listen to my kind reminder. I'll poison you to death later. Although Madame Qi said this, her eyes looked greedily at the mushrooms in the basket. There were only a few dishes at home every day, and she was tired of eating them. She really wanted to change it. Zhao Yuner's mouth twitched and she said sarcastically, you're just saying that the grapes are sour because you can't eat them. When did I say that? Madame Qi pursed her lips and said, it's not something good. Others don't want it. Only you treat it as a treasure. Zhao Yuner, I think you're up to no good. Are you trying to poison my second sister-in-law's family? Mulan couldn't help but say, sister-in-law, what are you talking about? This is good stuff. It's not poisonous. Yuner has eaten it several times. It's delicious. Besides, if Yuner wanted to poison me, would she do it so openly? When Madame Qi heard Mulan say that the mushrooms were delicious, she couldn't help but swallow her saliva. Chapter 659. With that, Madame Qi turned around and left in a huff, ignoring Zhao Yun, and Mulan. Mulan said to Zhao Yun, a little embarrassedly, Yun, my sister-in-law is like that. Don't mind her. Zhao Yun, pursed her lips. It's fine. Even if she minded, it would be towards Madame Qi. How could she bicker with Mulan? Actually, my sister-in-law has been quite pitiful recently. Mulan sighed as she spoke. Because of the incident between Madame Qi and Zhu Sanlu, Zhu Dainiu had been paranoid all day long, thinking that Madame Qi would do something to let him down. If Madame Qi didn't appear before him when he called her, he would beat and scold her when she returned. Mulan, some people deserve sympathy, while others don't. You just have to live your life well. You don't have to be so kind to care about others. Yun, I know. I'm just saying. Sigh. As the two of them were chatting, a child's voice came from the courtyard. Father, I can't defecate. Come and help me. The person who spoke was Mulan's sister-in-law's daughter, Zhu Qiao. Madame Qi was in the kitchen, so after Zhu Qiao mentioned it, Madame Qi asked Zhu Dainyu to go over. Dainyu, go and see what's wrong with Qiao. She's been defecating for an hour, but she still can't defecate. Don't damage her nipples. Zhu Dainyu put down what he was doing and said to Madame Zhu, Mother, go and see Qiao. Madame Zhu was too lazy to go, so she declined. Dainyu, you should go by yourself. I'm already so old. It's not convenient for me to bend over and squat. I can't stand the torment. Zhu Dainyu thought about it and agreed. All right then. Mother, you rest. Let third brother go. Third brother, go and see why Qiao can't defecate. If Zhu Sanlu was asked to work normally, Zhu Sanlu would definitely not do it. But this time, he agreed. All right, big brother, I'll go. With that, Zhu Sanlu ran in Zhu Qiao's direction. Looking at Zhu Sanlu's wretched face, Zhao Yun knew why. This Zhu Sanlu was a pervert. Previously, he had molested Zhu Erhua. This time, he most likely wanted to see Zhu Qiao's lower body. Damn pervert. Although Zhao Yun disliked Madame Qi, she still couldn't bear to see Zhu Sanlu do such a disgusting thing. Moreover, Zhu Qiao was just a child. She was innocent and should not be treated like this. Zhao Yun hurriedly pushed Mulan and asked her to remind Zhu Dainyu. After all, she was just an outsider. It was not good for her to get involved in family Zhu's business. Mulan understood Zhao Yun's meaning and knew what Zhao Yun wanted to say. Big brother, Qiao, you should look at it yourself. How can you trouble third brother with this? Mulan said to Zhu Dainyu. Zhu Dainyu replied indifferently, why? Why can't I trouble third brother? He eats and drinks at home every day and doesn't do anything in the fields. What's wrong with doing a small thing now? Mulan hurriedly waved her hand. Big brother, that's not what I meant. Then what do you mean? Big brother. Qiao, is a girl after all. She's 7 or 8 years old. It's not good for third brother to see her. Have you forgotten about my Erhua? After being reminded by Mulan, Zhu Dainyu finally reacted. Second sister-in-law, you're right. I'll do it myself. Zhu Dainyu hurriedly ran towards Zhu Qiao. Chapter 660. Zhu Dainyu was instantly enraged. Looking at his third brother's wretched face was enough to infuriate him. Fortunately, Mulan reminded him, otherwise, he was wondering when his third brother had become so diligent. So it was because of this. Zhu Dainyu walked over and kicked Zhu Sanlu. Zhu Sanlu was lying on the ground with his limbs in the air. He cried out, ouch, ouch. His injuries were not light and he was in great pain. Big brother, why did you kick me like that? And so hard. It really hurts. Zhu Sanlu pouted and said with an aggrieved face. I asked you to come over and take a look at Xiao's condition. Why are you looking at her like that? Is my daughter still going to get married in the future? Big brother. You're thinking too much. Xiao didn't do anything. Alright, get lost. You don't have to trouble yourself. Zhu Dainyu looked at Zhu Sanlu with disdain. Zhu Sanlu felt even more aggrieved. He had to come and go as he pleased. What did he think he was? So be it. Qiao, what's wrong with you? You can't pull it off. Zhu Dainyu asked Zhu Qiao, Zhu Qiao nodded heavily. Yes, Dad. I can't pull it off, but I want to pull it off. Qiao, did you use all your strength? Zhu Dainyu asked again. Dad, I used all my strength. I used a lot of strength, but I can't pull it off. Then don't pull it off, okay? Come, put on your pants. No, Dad. If I don't pull it off, it will be very uncomfortable. Zhu Qiao made a fuss. Then what should we do? Zhu Dainyu frowned, looking as if he did not know what to do. Mulan walked forward and saw the situation. She said to Zhu Dainyu, "Big brother, this is very normal. It's fine. Let Qiao continue to pull it out. You can take a wooden stick and help Qiao slowly pull it out." Zhu Dainyu was stunned. What? Take a wooden stick out? Then wouldn't he have to use a wooden stick to dig out feces? How could a man like him do such a thing? Mulan nodded and said, "Yes, big brother, this is a very normal thing. Several of my children have been like this before. I helped them pull it out, otherwise, they would feel uncomfortable if they couldn't poop out." Zhu Dainyu furrowed his brows. That meant that he had to take it out. It was better to leave it to Madam Qi. A man like him would never do such a thing. Thus, Madam Qi, who was in the kitchen, shouted, "Wife, quickly come out and help Qiao, dig out the poop." Madam Qi was too lazy to come out, so she replied. "Dainyu, you can do it. Why do I have to come out? I still have to cook." "Woman, are you coming out or not?" Niu Dainyu said somewhat angrily. Hearing Zhu Dainyu's tone, Madam Qi was so scared that she hurriedly rolled out. I'll do it. "Dainyu, don't be angry." Zhu Dainyu snorted. "Hurry up and help Qiao, dig out the poop. Don't let Qiao, feel uncomfortable holding it in." "Got it." Madam Qi squatted down with some displeasure. She was fine, but she had to come over to dig out the poop. She was not very happy. She directly vented her anger on Zhu Qiao. She pulled Zhu Qiao, and said, "Hurry up and poop. Don't waste my time." "Mother, I'm pooping, but I can't pull it out." Zhu Qiao, saw that Madam Qi's expression was not good. She said carefully, afraid of angering her mother. Chapter 661. She knew that Madam Qi had a bad temper and liked to hit children. When Madam Qi heard Mulan's words, she felt even more disgusted. "I still have to take it out slowly, just take it out when I tell you to. Hurry up. Since second sister-in-law has already done it, why can't you do it?" Zhu Dainyu urged angrily when he saw Madam Qi dilly-dallying. Madam Qi pursed her lips. Then. All right then, she would just take it out. Madam Qi picked up a small wooden stick and slowly dug out the feces in Zhu Qiao's anus. She was disgusted. She thought to herself that she would definitely teach this brat a lesson later. How dare she make her do such a thing? After she was done digging out Zhu Qiao's feces, she quickly wiped Zhu Qiao's butt. Zhu Dainyu was a little puzzled. "Second sister-in-law, do you know why Qiao can't take the feces out?" Zhu Dainyu was worried that something had happened to the child and whether she would get sick, so he asked casually. Mulan only knew that this was a normal thing. She didn't know why, so she shook her head. Zhao Yun explained from the side, it's because she usually eats too little oil. Without some oil in her intestines, it's naturally not easy to take the feces out. She just needs to eat more oil. Zhao Yun felt that the child was too pitiful, so she told Zhu Dainyu. Zhu Dainyu nodded. So that's how it is. His displeased gaze then landed on Madam Qi. Did you hear that? When you go back, give Qiao some oily food. Don't stuff anything delicious into your mouth. The child hasn't eaten her fill yet, and you're already taking care of yourself. Madam Qi was usually like what Zhu Dainyu said. If there was anything delicious at home, she would eat it first, then her husband and son, and finally her daughter. Madam Qi felt that it was useless to feed her daughter too much. Her daughter was a money-losing girl. When she grew up and got married, she would belong to another family. She would not be able to take care of her in her old age. Dainyu. I'm not eating for myself. Our son is only a few months old and needs my milk every day. If I don't eat more, where will I get the milk to feed him? You're so reasonable. Zhu Daniu lightly snorted, you can eat by yourself, but now that Xiao is like this, you have to make something delicious for her alone. Got it. Daniu, cook her a bowl of fried rice later. Add more sesame oil. Okay. Zhu Daniu replied. Hearing that she could eat fried rice, Zhu Qiaoer couldn't help but lick her lips. She was very greedy. Zhao Yun'er glanced at Zhu Daniu. She felt that Zhu Daniu was not a bad person. He treated her daughter well, much better than some people. Some people valued boys too much and did not treat their daughter as a person. Daniu, I'll continue to cook then. Madam Qi said. She ran away and busied herself in the kitchen. When Zhao Yun'er saw this, the corner of her mouth could not help but twitch. Could this Madam Qi be a little more hygienic? She dug out Zhu Qiaoer's feces and went to cook without washing her hands. What a weirdo. Fortunately, she did not have to eat Madam Qi's cooking. Otherwise, she would feel disgusted just thinking about it. Mulan, I'll go back then. Zhao Yun'er said goodbye. Okay, Yun'er, go and cook. Okay. Chapter 662. After dinner, the family sat in the house to rest. Daoda snuggled into Mu Yanfeng's arms. Daddy, Mommy, can Daoda ask you a question? Daoda looked up and asked. Mu Yanfeng smiled dotingly, of course, Daoda can ask whatever you want. Daddy, Daoda feels that something is very strange. What's strange? Daddy, why do you pee standing up while Mommy and I pee while squatting? After Daoda asked this question, he put on a cute expression. Zhao Yun'er and Mu Yanfeng looked at each other and didn't know whether to laugh or cry. This. Mu Yanfeng didn't know how to explain it. After thinking for a while, he said, actually, Daoda can also pee standing up. You're still young, so you're only squatting. If you don't believe me, you can try standing up. Daoda listened to Mu Yanfeng and stood up to pee. Sure enough, he peed out without wetting his clothes. Daddy, it's really possible. Of course. Mu Yanfeng patted Daoda's head dotingly. Daddy, can Mommy do this? Mommy, you can pee standing up too. It's much more comfortable than squatting. Zhao Yun'er's mouth twitched. She didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Daoda, you can, but Mommy can't. Why? Mommy, Daoda used to pee while squatting like you. Because Daoda is a boy and Mommy is a girl. Girls can only pee while squatting. Really? Yes. Then it's a good thing that Daoda is a boy. It's so cool to pee while standing up. Daoda looked very excited. Zhao Yun'er smiled helplessly. Daoda was probably just doing it on a whim, right? In the face of Daoda's strange question, Zhao Yun'er did not find it strange, because she had also studied it when she was young and was curious about it. At that time, when she saw a boy peeing while standing there, she imitated him. In the end, she peed all over her pants and was chased and beaten by her grandmother, who scolded her and called her a silly girl. Now that he recalled that incident, he still found it very amusing. She suddenly burst into laughter, causing Mu Yanfeng and Daoda to look at her. Yun'er, what are you laughing at? I still think it's good to be a man. It's convenient for men to do anything. How good would it be if I were a man? Mu Yanfeng said sadly, Yun'er, if you were a man, what would I do? Would there still be a woman who could move his heart? Even if I'm a man, it's fine. We're still together. As long as two people love each other, regardless of gender, age, or other things. Mu Yanfeng was shocked by Zhao Yun'er's words. Yun'er, I'm not gay. Ha, I'm just kidding. Don't take it seriously. Yun'er, I hope you'll always be a woman. That way, I'll always be with you. Zhao Yun'er was instantly unhappy. That won't do. Wouldn't it be too pitiful to be a woman forever? You should let me be a man instead, right? In the future, I'll let you be with me. After Zhao Yuner finished speaking, she covered her mouth. She wished she could slap herself a few times for saying such things. She did not dare to look into Mu Yanfeng's eyes. Mu Yanfeng's lips curved into an ambiguous smile. Alright, then in the next life, I'll be a woman and you'll be a man. But in this life. Yun, when will you be able to enjoy my pleasure? Chapter 663. Zhao Yun, smiled awkwardly. This, let's talk about it in the future. Move a little further away. Being close to me makes me nervous. Mu Yanfeng stopped smiling. He decided not to tease Zhao Yun, because Zhao Yun, was blushing furiously at this moment. The family went to bed after a warm moment. The next day, Zhao Yun woke up early as usual and busied herself with the breakfast stall. When she went to the breakfast stall, she saw that there were more customers than yesterday. The customers probably knew that she had come to set up the stall again. With Yili around, there were even more customers. After selling the stall in advance, Zhao Yun said to Liang Jinxiao, "Mother, I'll go buy some pig's offal later." Liang Jinxiao was stunned. "Yun, why do you want to buy pig's offal? That thing can't be eaten. It's smelly." Zhao Yun smiled and said, "Mother, although it smells bad, I have a way to deal with it. Not only will it not be smelly, but it will also be very delicious." "Really?" "Yes, you'll know when I let you try it later." Although Liang Jinxiao didn't dare to believe that pig's offal could be made into such delicious food, since it was Zhao Yun who said it, then it was more or less the case. After all, her daughter could make so many delicacies that she had never seen before. "Yun, why did you suddenly think of eating pig's offal out of the blue? Why didn't you eat it before?" Mulan asked curiously. Zhao Yun smiled. "Because there was delicious food at home before, but I didn't think of eating it. This time, I have a scar on my forehead, so I went to a godly doctor to ask for medicine. However, this godly doctor doesn't care about money and is more interested in delicious food. I wanted to make something that he hasn't tasted before. Maybe I can ask for medicine." Zhao Yuner explained. Mulan nodded and said, "Oh, I see. Yuner, no one has ever eaten the pig offal you made. If it tastes good, that would be great. If it doesn't, you'd better not frighten people. Otherwise, it would be even harder to get the medicine." Zhao Yuner smiled. "Don't worry, sister-in-law Mulan. You'll know when it's done. When the time comes, don't yell that it's delicious." After Zhao Yuner said that, Mulan and Liang Jinxiao became curious. How did Zhao Yuner make pig offal taste good? Yili hadn't left yet. He sat at the stall and stretched out his ears to listen. He looked very gossipy. Zhao Yuner turned around and saw Yili like this. She couldn't help but smile and ask, "Are you listening to our conversation?" "No. No. If you want to chat with us, then do so. It's fine. You don't have to act like a thief." Yi Li's face stiffened. Zhao Yuner said that he was acting like a thief. She didn't. Actually, he was only concerned about Zhao Yuner's situation. After Zhao Yuner turned around, he realized that there was indeed a scar under Zhao Yuner's bangs. It affected Zhao Yuner's beauty. Yili thought to himself that he had to help her get rid of the scar. Seeing that Yili didn't say anything, Zhao Yuner continued to smile. "We're packing up. You should go back too. I'll bring you pig offal tomorrow." Zhao Yuner thought that Yili stretched out his ears to eavesdrop. It was probably because of the pig offal. After all, this man also had a soft spot for good food. He ate a lot at her stall every day. He was simply a foodie. Yi Li's heart warmed slightly. Okay. After packing up the stall, Zhao Yuner, Mulan, and Liang Jinxiao walked towards the market. Chapter 664. She didn't want to forget about these things. When they arrived at the meat stall, Zhao Yun asked the boss about pig offal. Because Zhao Yun had always bought pork from this stall and had sold a lot of pork, the boss gave a very low price. "Miss, this thing can't be sold very well. If you want, I can give you 3 to 5 caddies," the boss said with a smile. Usually, they sold it for 1 copper coin per caddy, so the boss didn't think much of it. Zhao Yun didn't refuse. "Thank you, boss. Miss, you're too polite. I'm counting on you to help me sell more goods in the future." Okay. Don't worry, boss. If I want to buy meat, I'll definitely come to your place." That's good, that's good." The boss responded happily. As he spoke, he took out a few skewers of pig offal from the bucket, tied them with a straw rope, and handed them to Zhao Yun. Zhao Yun took it and was about to leave with Liang Jinxiao when she heard a woman's voice behind them. "Aunt! Big sister!" Liang Jinxiao and Zhao Yun both turned around and saw 2 women. One was about 18 or 19 years old, about the same age as Zhao Yun, and the other was about the same age as Liang Jinxiao. These 2 people were Zhao Yun's second aunt and cousin. Zhao Yun thought that it was really a coincidence that she had met the Liang family these 2 days. She had never met them before. Zhao Yun was even less familiar with her second aunt and cousin. The 2 families didn't have much contact with each other and hadn't seen each other once this year. After all, during the holidays, the 3rd branch would go to the uncle's house, not the concubine's house. Basically, they were from the countryside, and after the sisters got married, they didn't walk around much. Seeing Zhao Yun'er and Liang Jinxiao turn around, Zhao Yun'er's second aunt, Liang Jinfen, smiled and said, "Ah, eldest sister, it's really you." Liang Jinxiao also smiled and said, "Second sister, why are you in Sun City?" After all, they were sisters. The 2 of them had grown up together. Naturally, their relationship was much closer than that of old Zhao's sisters-in-law. "Isn't it almost the Qingming festival? I'm here to visit my little brother and buy some joss sticks and paper money. My little brother is going to give birth in a few months." When Liang Jinfen said that, there was a smile on her lips and her face was full of pride. Zhao Yun stood at the side and sized up her second aunt and cousin. Her cousin's name was Su Zhaodi, and she had lived a much better life than her. Her second aunt had married into a good family. The Su family was a wealthy family in the village, and they owned 20 to 30 mu of land. They were considered small landowners. On the other hand, Su Zhaodi had also found a marriage that looked good in the eyes of the villagers. She married into a family in Sun City. They owned a coffin shop and sold joss sticks and paper money. They sold things from the dead because no one would want to save money from the dead. Therefore, the shop made more money. Su Zhaodi was wearing gold and silver now. The shiny gold bracelet on her wrist was very eye-catching. She was wearing a light green dress. The fabric was smooth and the color was bright. One look and one could tell that it was worth a lot. Su Zhaodi's in-laws were considered to be part of the upper middle class in Sun City. Indeed, they led a much better life than Zhao Yun'er's family. Chapter 665. Liang Jinxiao remembered that the first time she saw Su Zhaodi was at her wedding a year ago. When a daughter got married, there was a need for a wedding banquet. As relatives, Liang Jinxiao and Zhao Wenhuo went to the Su family to attend the wedding banquet. Su Zhaodi's wedding was very extravagant. The Su family set up more than 10 tables of banquet and the groom rode a horse to pick up the bride. This was a rare sight in the countryside. When Liang Jinxiao saw it, she was envious and thought how good it would be if Yun could marry into such a family. Unfortunately, Zhao Yun'er's life back then was not half as good as Su Zhaodi's. Liang Jinfen said, "It's all right. It's not too early for Zhaodi to have a child now. Look at Yun, her child is already 3 years old." When Liang Jinfen said that, Liang Jinxiao felt very awkward. This second sister of hers might not have any other intentions, but it made people feel uncomfortable when they heard it. As Liang Jinfen spoke, she looked at Zhao Yun, and smiled at Zhao Yun, This is Yun, right? You seem to have changed a lot. She looked much better and prettier than before. Her aura had improved a lot. Liang Jinfen did not know if she was hallucinating. My Yun hasn't changed much. Ha, big sister, have you arranged Yun's wedding? Why don't I introduce you to someone and try to find a good family? If you can marry into a good family like my Zhaodi, you can also enjoy a good life together. Liang Jinfen said with concern. Zhao Yun did not know if her second aunt was really concerned about her marriage or if she was pretending to be superior. Anyway, Zhao Yun did not like it. Compared to her second aunt was always smiling when they met. She did not mock or speak rudely. In fact, she was trying to put herself on a pedestal. Perhaps in Liang Jinfen's eyes, her family's life was too miserable. She pretended to be concerned and showed off how good her life was at the same time. Liang Jinxiao smiled embarrassedly. Second sister, you don't have to worry about that. Yun's wedding can be arranged slowly. I still want to keep her by my side for a few more years. Liang Jinfen did not continue on this topic. Instead, she smiled and said, Big sister, you're right. I want Zhaodi to accompany me for a few more years. Is good. She knows how to be filial, and if she marries into a good family, her father and I can enjoy a good life. She's much better than a son, to marry a wife and raise a child. For a son to marry a wife and me to raise a child. 2. The reason why Liang Jinfen said that was not because she really thought that her daughter was good, but because she wanted to comfort herself. Although Liang Jinfen did not lead a hard life and came from a well-to-do family, she was not very well liked in the Su family. This was because she had only given birth to daughters after marrying into the Su family for so many years. In ancient times, if she gave birth to only women, she would be criticized behind her back. Giving birth to a son was very important to a woman. Because of this, no matter how good Liang Jinfen's life was, she still had a knot in her heart. That was, she could not give birth to a son. Actually, both sons and daughters are good. I won't force them, Liang Jinxiao replied. Liang Jinfen did not look very happy when she heard Liang Jinxiao's words. Liang Jinxiao had 2 sons, so it was not painful for her to say such words. Chapter 666. Liang Jinfen said unhappily, Yun'er, you're too much. It's not easy for me to meet your mother. Let's chat for a while more. Otherwise, we won't have another chance. Why are you in such a hurry? The corners of Zhao Yun'er's mouth twitched a few times. How is this chatting? It's going to kill me if I continue chatting. Then, second aunt, take your time to chat. Zhao Yun'er felt a little helpless. She just pretended that she didn't hear anything. Liang Jinfen pulled Liang Jinxiao to chat again. This time, he was still talking about how good his life was and how good it was for his daughter to marry into a good family. Liang Jinxiao didn't know what to say. He could only agree with Liang Jinfen. Mulan looked at Zhao Yun'er very sympathetically. She hated this kind of relatives the most. It was as if they were afraid that others didn't know that their family was living a good life. Zhao Yun'er stood there bored. Since Liang Jinfen wanted to say so, she would let him have his way. Cousin, did you buy pig's offal? Su Zhaodi pointed at the pig's offal in Zhao Yun'er's hand and asked. Liang Jinfen noticed the thing in Zhao Yun'er's hand. He pinched his nose and showed a look of disgust. No wonder it stinks. It turns out that it's because of this. Aunt, why did you buy this? Su Zhaodi asked. Well, Yun'er said that we bought it to eat at home, Liang Jinxiao answered. She knew that Liang Jinfen would definitely say something after she finished speaking. In fact, she also felt that these things were inedible. Zhao Yuner said that they were edible and insisted on buying them. She could only believe Zhao Yuner. Hey, sister, it's not that I want to say this, but this pig's offal is inedible. It stinks. No matter how poor your family is, you can't eat these things, right? Well, oh, sister, I think I'll ask my brother to buy a kilogram of pork for you to eat. It's better to throw it away. If others know that your family is so poor that you're eating pig's offal, they'll laugh at you to death. Liang Jinfen pretended to be concerned, but he purposely talked about business to let the people around them know that Zhao Yuner's family was buying pig's offal to eat. As a result, the surrounding people cast strange looks in the direction of Zhao Yuner, and some of them were sympathetic. But they were more puzzled. Why would she eat pig's offal? Sigh, just how poor are they? They actually bought so much pig offal to eat. Don't eat stinky your mouth. Right. Someone. Even if you give it to me, I won't accept it. Even if I wash it when I go back home, the house will stink. The strange looks of the people around them and their words made Zhao Yuner uncomfortable. She really wanted to curse them. Did she get in their way by eating pig's offal? She wasn't spending their money. Didn't they know how delicious the food was? Why did they criticize her now? Liang Jinfen continued to say hypocritically, Yuner, did you hear that? Everyone said that you can't eat it. Throw away the pig's offal. I'll buy some pork for you to eat. Zhao Yuner refused flatly, Aunt, it's okay. If I want to eat pork, I can buy it myself. I like pig's offal, so I bought it. Liang Jinfen never expected that Zhao Yuner would refuse. Chapter 667. Or was she embarrassed to accept their kindness? Girl, second aunt is being kind. Look at you, what is the meaning of this? You don't want to eat pork, but you want to eat pig's offal. You want to buy pork, but can your family afford it? Now that Zhao Yun's family even ate pig's offal, she knew how poor they were. Naturally, she didn't believe that Zhao Yun could afford to buy pork. Liang Jinfen knew this, but she didn't feel any sympathy for Zhao Yun's family. Instead, she was gloating. Second aunt, I appreciate your kindness, but we really don't need you to buy pork for our family. Alright, girl, don't be so stubborn. If you can't afford it, then you can't afford it. It's no big deal. Are you afraid that second aunt will laugh at you? Zhao Yun really didn't know what to say. Why was her second aunt so dramatic? She could compete with her second aunt. The owner of the pork stall couldn't stand it anymore and said, This sister-in-law, you really misunderstood Miss Yun. She buys several jeans of pork from our family every day. How could she not be able to afford it? After the owner of the pork stall finished speaking, Liang Jinfen was stunned. She was frightened by the owner of the pork stall. What did this person say? Buying several jeans of pork a day. Even her family's in-laws couldn't eat meat every meal. Her eldest sister's family was so poor, how could they eat meat every meal? The owner of the pork stall must be lying. Boss, are you joking? If my niece could eat several jeans of pork a day, why would she eat this stinky pig's offal? Liang Jinfen meant that the owner of the pork stall was speaking up for Zhao Yun. In fact, it was impossible. What joke am I making? I'm telling the truth. If you don't believe me, then forget it. Yun's offal was given to her by my family. Maybe she just likes to eat it. You're too nosy. After that, the butcher ignored Liang Jinfen and continued to chop the pork bones. Liang Jinxiao stepped forward and said to Liang Jinfen, Second sister, our family has eaten enough pork. You really don't need to spend money to buy it for us. Yuner isn't being courteous with you either. Yuner has set up a breakfast stall in Yang City and she earns a little every day. Although it won't make our family rich, we can still afford to eat meat. When Liang Jinxiao heard this, he was very surprised and asked, Big sister, your Yuner is selling breakfast in Yang City? Yeah, it's been there for a while. It just rained a few days ago and didn't come over. I see. Liang Jinfen was calculating in his heart. Now that he had opened a breakfast stall, wouldn't his family not be that poor anymore? Liang Jinfen's original sense of superiority suddenly disappeared. He opened his mouth and didn't know what to say. Big sister, how's the business of your breakfast stall? Is it good? Liang Jinfen couldn't help but gossip. It's good. Liang Jinxiao nodded. He thought that his eldest sister really cared about him. When Liang Jinfen heard this, his face suddenly changed and he couldn't smile anymore. He felt very uncomfortable. Great. Her eldest sister's family was rich. There would be fewer people who could show off their superiority in the future. Although they were sisters, sometimes jealousy was a strange thing. She just couldn't bear to see her sister living a better life than her. Chapter 668. Liang Jinfen smiled awkwardly, and there was a tinge of jealousy in his voice. Zhao Yun knew that Liang Jinfen was jealous of her. To put it bluntly, he did not want to see her family become rich. He could not bear to see their family doing well. Zhao Yun did not know what this kind of person was thinking, but she had seen people like Liang Jinfen in the 21st century. Yun, you're amazing now. If you have a way to make money, don't forget about your family. Liang Jinfen smiled and reminded her. Zhao Yun knew that he probably wanted her to sell breakfast together after seeing that she was making money. Second aunt, what are you talking about? Compared to your family and my cousin's family, we're just making a little money. We're not even close. It's good enough that you're interested in us. Zhao Yun said with a fake smile. Liang Jinfen did not know how to respond to Zhao Yun, but he felt indignant and uncomfortable. She did not understand. How could her elder sister's family make a comeback? Second aunt, my mother and I will leave first. We still have to buy some incense and paper money. Zhao Yun said again. Liang Jinfen quickly said, Yun, since you're buying incense and paper money, then go to my Zhaodi's house. Her family sells this. It's better to sell for my Zhaodi than to sell for others. Zhao Yun, and Liang Jinxiao looked at each other. Since Liang Jinfen said so, they were too embarrassed to say no. It was understandable for relatives to help buy things. Hence, they could only nod. Liang Jinfen happily brought Zhao Yun, and Liang Jinfen over. On the way, Liang Jinfen whispered in Su Zhaodi's ear, Zhaodi, ask your in-laws to sell more food. Sell it at a higher price. It'll be a waste if we don't earn, okay? Su Zhaodi nodded. Mother, I know. Liang Jinfen replied. If Zhao Yun, and Liang Jinxiao knew about Liang Jinfen's plan, they would probably be furious. When they arrived at the Huang family's shop, Zhao Yun, also met Su Zhaodi's in-laws. The Huang family had 3 brothers, all of whom were busy at home. Sure enough, businessmen had the look of a businessman. Every one of them looked shrewd. Su Zhaodi's man was only in his early 20s. His complexion was sallow, and he was thin and weak. His eyes were small, but they shone brightly. Zhao Yun's first impression was that this person was a little shifty-eyed. Unfortunately, the ancient people felt that a man's family background was more important than his looks. Su Zhaodi's man was not good, but Su Zhaodi felt that she had married a good man. Seeing Zhao Yun'er coming over, the Huang family went up to greet her. Zhao Yun'er asked about the price of the joss sticks and paper money. Cousin, the joss sticks are 10 copper coins each, and the yellow paper is 30 copper coins each. When Zhao Yun'er heard this, she felt that the price was a little high. How could these things be so expensive? Cousin, how much do you want to buy? I'll get it for you. Su Zhaodi asked with a smile. Mulan leaned over to Zhao Yun'er's ear and whispered, Yun'er, what's wrong with your second aunt's house? The price is doubled. Yun'er, why don't we go to another shop? Mulan could not stand it. She could not let Zhao Yun'er suffer a loss. Since this was a relative's house, shouldn't the price be lower? Why was the price higher now? Wasn't it obvious that they were cheating? As an outsider, she felt that it was a little too much, so she reminded Zhao Yun'er. Chapter 669. Cousin, why are your candles and paper money more expensive than others? Zhao Yun'er asked directly without caring about her dignity. Cousin, that's the price of my stuff. It's the same when I sell it to others. Su Zhaodi pursed her lips and said with a smile. Are your things better than others? I don't think so. Cousin, we're family. Can't you make it cheaper? Well. Su Zhaodi looked at Liang Jinfen with a troubled expression. Liang Jinfen had helped her come up with this idea. Why was it Liang Jinfen's opinion now? Liang Jinfen walked over and said, Yun'er, we're all family. Why are you still talking about the price? Zhaodi won't cheat you. Zhao Yun'er couldn't help but roll her eyes. Won't cheat her? How could he have the nerve to say such things? He was obviously cheating her, but he actually said no. Second aunt, is that true? Of course. Zhaodi's stuff is always the same price. Zhao Yun'er's lips curled into a smile. Second aunt, you're not being kind. The price is twice as expensive as others. It's not easy for me to earn this money. Since we're relatives, I'm here to sell my stuff. Even if it's not cheaper than others, it's fine if I sell it at the same price. Yun'er, who told you that other people's stuff is half as cheap as Zhaodi's? Then you must have made a mistake. Liang Jinfen insisted. Anyway, she was shameless and shameless. She had the nerve to say anything. Sister-in-law, you're lying. 2 days ago, I heard that other people's stuff is half as cheap. You can't deny that your stuff is expensive, right? Mulan jumped out and spoke up for Zhao Yun'er. Zhao Yun'er wasn't angry. She would be angered to death. How could there be such a person? Second aunt. How could they specifically pick on people who were close to them and slaughter them? Liang Jinfen was slightly embarrassed for a moment, but then he immediately recovered. He mumbled, 2 days ago was 2 days ago. Today is today. The closer the Qingming festival is, the higher the price. Now, the prices of the other shops have doubled. Ha! Mulan laughed coldly. She wondered why Liang Jinfen was so good at bullshitting. She had never met anyone who was better at bullshitting than her. Zhao Yun'er also curled her lips and stared at Liang Jinfen. Her second aunt was so thick-skinned that she couldn't even complain about it. At this time, another customer came in and asked Su Zhaodi about the price. In front of Zhao Yun'er, Su Zhaodi could not quote the real price. She could only quote the price that she had just told Zhao Yun'er. When the customer heard that, his face immediately darkened. What kind of business is this? My neighbor came in with one price and I came in with another this afternoon. No matter how fast the price rises, it can't have doubled in half a day, right? Su Zhaodi was very embarrassed when the customer said that he wanted it. She looked at Zhao Yun'er and didn't know how to explain it. Liang Jinfen's face darkened. She seemed to be a little guilty. Zhao Yun'er looked like she was watching a good show. She was waiting to see how Su Zhaodi would deal with it. No matter what she said, she would offend someone. It must not be a good feeling. This was what she got for lying. What happened? Su Zhaodi's sister-in-law, Yang Qing, walked over and asked. The business in the shop was being handled by a few wives. Chapter 670. Yang Qing frowned. She asked Su Zhaodi what happened and scolded her. Third sister-in-law, how could you do this? The price of our shop is set by father and mother. It has never changed. What are you trying to do by charging them double the price? How are we going to continue our business? Are you going to pocket the extra money? This was how sisters-in-law were. They were always worried about each other. They were afraid that someone would take advantage of them. Su Xiaodi hurriedly said, "Sister-in-law, no, I didn't. How could I think of putting the money in my pocket?" "Then what are you trying to do? Why is the price so much higher?" "Third sister-in-law, I didn't expect you to be this kind of person. I need to talk to father and mother about this." Yang Qing turned around angrily and was about to leave. Su Xiaodi panicked. "Don't, sister-in-law. I only said it today. I never said it before." "Then why did you say it today?" "Third sister-in-law, do you think anyone would believe you?" Yang Qing asked sharply. I. Su Xiaodi opened her mouth and looked at Zhao Yun. How could she say it out loud? "Sister-in-law, I will explain it to you later." Third sister-in-law, you have a lot of excuses. Don't talk about it anymore. I will talk to father and mother about it. Yang Qing did not want to listen to Su Xiaodi's explanation. She wanted Su Xiaodi to be scolded by her in-laws. Sigh. Su Xiaodi looked at Yang Qing's back and did not know what to say. "Mother. What should we do now?" Su Xiaodi frowned and asked. She was worried. "Just tell the truth when the time comes." Liang Jinfen snorted softly. He gritted his teeth at Yang Qing. This woman really likes to meddle in everything. She really likes to meddle in everything. If Su Xiaodi was scolded, she would definitely kill her. Forget about Yang Qing. Now that Zhao Yun was involved in this mess, how was he going to explain this to her? "Second aunt, you said that we are relatives and that you will not cheat us. Why did you double the price? Aren't you being a little too unkind by doing this?" "Yuner girl. I made a mistake in recruiting you." Liang Jinfen forced a smile and said with embarrassment. Zhao Yuner felt that Liang Jinfen was treating her like a fool. "Did you make a mistake?" His cousin was still so young, yet her memory was already so bad. "Second aunt, you have to buy more pig's brains to nourish cousin Mei. They all say that whatever you eat will nourish you." "Yuner, what are you saying, second aunt? Am I not doing this for my cousin?" Zhao Yun hooked up the corner of her mouth. There was a hint of sarcasm in his smile. Liang Jinfen glared at Liang Jinxiao angrily. "Sister, look at you. How did you educate your daughter? She's so unruly." Liang Jinxiao pursed his lips. "Second sister, Yuner didn't say anything wrong." "Okay." Liang Jinfen took a deep breath. He was getting angrier. "Second aunt, cousin Mei, can you tell me why the price is so much higher? Aren't we relatives? How can you do this? I came here to sell my goods out of goodwill. How can you do this to me?" Zhao Yuner asked aggressively. "Mother." Su Xiaodi looked at Liang Jinfen. Her mother was thick-skinned but she was not. Now that she was exposed, she felt extremely awkward. She did not dare to look Zhao Yuner in the eyes. Chapter 671. Liang Jinfen waved her hand and started to chase them away angrily. After being exposed, she immediately showed such a shameless attitude. Zhao Yun was really speechless. Today was an eye-opener for her. There was actually such a person. It was best that she was not allowed to buy anything. She was too lazy to buy anything. "Second aunt, since you said so, I will go to another shop with my mother. Don't say that I did not give you face and did not acknowledge my family. You were the one who was unkind today." As Zhao Yun spoke, she tugged at Liang Jinxiao. After leaving the Huang family's shop, they heard faint curses behind them. It was Liang Jinfen's voice. The corners of Zhao Yun's mouth twitched. Her second aunt was really strange. She had not even scolded her yet. How did she have the cheek to scold her? "Mother, did you see that? Second aunt is like this. She even cheats her family. It's better for us to interact less with her in the future. Zhao Yun reminded. Zhao Yun was afraid that Liang Jinxiao would not be able to see through human nature and continue to be close to Liang Jinfen. Zhao Yun was still the same as Liang Jinxiao. She knew clearly what kind of people she could interact with and what kind of people she could not interact with. She did not want to suffer because of this. Liang Jinxiao sighed. Her second sister's behavior today had indeed disappointed her. Yun, I understand. Mother, it's okay. Those relatives are fine. It's fine as long as our family is together. Yes, yes. Liang Jinxiao nodded and responded. Because of Zhao Yun's words, she felt a slight warmth in her heart. Let's go to another shop to buy some things for the grave. Okay. The few of them bought the things together and went back. Along the way, the pig offal in Zhao Yun's hands was smelly. The three of them also pinched their noses along the way. The stench was suffocating them all the way. Yun'er, this pig offal has such a strong smell. Can it really be made into something delicious? Ha, don't worry. Won't you know when you go back and do it? Zhao Yun maintained some mystery. If she did not know how to eat it, she would probably think the same as Liang Jinxiao and Mulan. The car finally arrived at Shui Lan village. When the passers-by saw the pig intestine in Zhao Yun'er's hand, they couldn't help but pinch their noses. It stinks. Why is it so smelly? That's right. This smell can kill people. It's the pig offal in Yun'er's hand. Why did she buy pig's offal? I wonder if this thing can be eaten. My family is so poor, I don't even eat. Even if you eat wild vegetables, you won't eat this. Didn't you buy this thing to smoke people? Sigh. What can I do? They just bought it. Isn't Yun'er's family very rich now? Don't tell me they can't earn money. She even ate pig offal. Zhao Yun heard the villagers' discussion and complained in her heart. What did it matter to these people what she wanted to eat or buy? Why did they like to be nosy? Yun, look, they don't even like pig offal. Mulan couldn't help but laugh. That's because they don't know what it means to turn waste into treasure. When I make it, they probably won't say anything. Yun, when you're done in the afternoon, you have to give me a few pieces to try. Don't worry, I'll send some to you when it's done. Okay. The car arrived at old Zhao's house. At noon, Zhao Yun prepared to have lunch with the third family. In the afternoon, she directly went to Miracle Dr. Hua's place. Chapter 672. When they arrived at the courtyard of old Zhao's house, they saw that all of old Zhao's family members were there. The stench of the pig offal in Zhao Yun'er's hands wafted over from afar, and everyone in the courtyard was disgusted. Zhao Xinhui pinched her nose and cursed, "What the hell is going on? It's so smelly, so disgusting." Li Chuiying added, "Yeah, it's so smelly. It smells even worse than the shit in the latrine." Second sister-in-law, can you watch your words? You only know how to disgust people. Zhao Xinhui looked at Li Chuiying unhappily. They still had to eat later. How could she eat when Li Chuiying said shit? Hee youngest aunt, your second sister-in-law is just a little outspoken. Slap yourself, slap yourself. Don't be angry. Li Chuiying smiled embarrassedly and slapped himself a few times. Zhao Xinhui rolled her eyes. As the saying goes, don't slap a smiling face. Zhao Xinhui saw that Li Chuiying was behaving like this and didn't say anything else. When Zhao Yun came over, she finally understood why it smelled. It turned out that it was the pig offal. It would be strange if it didn't stink when it was brought back. Zhao Yun, stay away from me. Take that dirty thing away. Don't come near me. It's so dirty, so smelly. Zhao Xinhui looked at the pig offal in Zhao Yun's hands with disgust and anger. Li Chuiying also chimed in, that's right. Yun is really too much. She brings everything back. Isn't she afraid that we'll be suffocated to death by the smell? What kind of person eats what kind of food? Even a lowly person eats lowly things. Zhao Xinhui complained unhappily, her eyes filled with disdain. Li Chuiying shouted at Liang Jinxiao, third sister-in-law, your family is so rich. Why did you ask Yun to bring this thing back to stink people? Hurry up and throw it far away. How can we stay in the courtyard because of you? Liang Jinxiao looked at Li Chuiying awkwardly and said, second sister-in-law, we just want to eat something. Can't you just bear with the stench? Humph. You made us puke, so you have to take responsibility. How? Of course it's to get us something delicious to make up for what we spat out. Zhao Yun'er took a deep breath. If you spit it out, you can eat it again. Do you want us to send you something delicious? What a beautiful dream. If you dare to make trouble for me again, I'll continue to scoop up dung for you to eat. Old Zhao's family members trembled in fear. Last time, Zhao Yun'er had sent a bucket of feces over. They still remembered it clearly. It wasn't like Zhao Yun'er hadn't done this kind of thing before. When Zhao Xinhui said this, Zhao Xinhui remembered what happened that day. His stomach churned, and he felt like vomiting. Stop it. Who wants your family's food? Second sister-in-law, don't talk nonsense. Okay. I won't say it, no. Zhao Yun'er, you lass, don't disgust people in the future. That's right. Last time it was feces, now it's pig offal. Don't tell me you brought back such a smelly thing for yourself to eat. Zhao Yun'er pursed her lips. What does it have to do with what I eat? Tell me now. When I get it out, don't make a fuss about eating it. Who wants to eat your pig offal? We'd rather eat boiled vegetables than eat your pig offal. Li Chuiying snorted. You treat this kind of junk as a treasure, and you think others are like you. Even if you give it to me, I won't eat it. Li Xinhui echoed. Chapter 673. Zhao Yun'er curled her lips. Ha, it would be best if they didn't eat hers. These people were the most delicious in old Zhao's family. Zhao Yun'er was originally afraid that they would clamor to eat the pig intestines after smelling the fragrance. Okay, you said it. Don't make a fuss and say that you don't want to eat it later. After Zhao Yun'er finished speaking, she carried the pig intestines over to the Zhao family's side. Zhao Yun'er asked Liang Jinxiao to bring a basin of water and prepared to wash the pig intestines. At this time, Zhao Ping'er and Ma Xiaofeng came over. Each of them had a flower pinned to each of their ears. Zhao Ping'er was still so funny, but Ma Xiaofeng looked like a girl. After all, Ma Xiaofeng could be considered pretty. The fresh flowers reflected her small face, making her look delicate and very pleasant. When Zhao Tianan saw Ma Xiaofeng like this, his eyes were fixed on her. When Zhao Yun'er saw Zhao Ping'er and Ma Xiaofeng, her mood was not very good. Especially Ma Xiaofeng, who was acting coquettishly. Was she deliberately seducing her brother? Mother, why is it so smelly? Yun'er bought pig intestines back for us to eat. Zhao Ping'er frowned. No wonder it stinks. Mother, why did you ask Zhao Yun'er to bring this back? Yun'er will cook it for us later. How can we eat it if it stinks? Zhao Ping'er asked angrily. Zhao Yun'er rolled her eyes. If you don't eat it, no one will let you eat it. Why are you talking so much nonsense? But you've stinked up the courtyard. Seeing that the two sisters were about to quarrel again, Liang Jinxiao could not help but say, that's enough, Ping'er. When did Yun'er's cooking become inedible? The horse snake meat is inedible. Look, didn't Yun make some snake stew for us? After hearing what Liang Jinxiao said, Zhao Ping'er agreed. Zhao Yun was not good at other things, but she was more capable than anyone else when it came to making food that had never been seen before. What if Zhao Yun could really make something delicious? What if Zhao Yun didn't let her eat it after she made such a fuss? So he quickly shut his mouth, but he was curious about what kind of food Zhao Yun could make from the pig's offal. Sister Yun, let me help you wash together. Ma Xiaofeng, who was at the side, eagerly stepped forward to help. Zhao Yun glanced at Ma Xiaofeng and replied indifferently, no, thank you. You can go and play with Ping'er. Zhao Ping'er also pulled Ma Xiaofeng and said to Ma Xiaofeng, Xiaofeng, why are you so kind? Can't you see that it's so dirty and smelly? Zhao Ping'er frowned in disgust as she spoke. Ma Xiaofeng smiled and said, it's okay, Sister Ping'er. It's too tiring to let Sister Yun work alone. Anyway, I have nothing to do. Let's help her. Hearing what Ma Xiaofeng said, those who didn't know better would think that Ma Xiaofeng was passionate and sensible. But Zhao Yun knew that Ma Xiaofeng was just showing off. Zhao Ping'er quickly said a few words of praise. Mother, did you see that? Xiaofeng is so nice. If Tianan marries Xiaofeng, it'll be our family's blessing. I've never seen anyone more diligent and sensible than Xiaofeng. Liang Jinxiao smiled. Actually, she also felt that Ma Xiaofeng was quite good in other aspects except that she was a little more scheming. She was much better than many of the girls in the village. Zhao Tianan responded shyly, yes. Xiaofeng is very good. Chapter 674. Didn't they see Ma Xiaofeng's hypocrisy? Maybe they didn't want to believe it. In this way, her brother was even more poisoned by Ma Xiaofeng. Sister Xiaofeng is diligent. Zhao Yun chuckled. Since you want to help, then you can wash it. I just want to take a break. Ma Xiaofeng didn't expect that Zhao Yun would really ask her to help. She thought that Zhao Yun didn't like her and didn't bother to ask her to help. Ma Xiaofeng glanced at the pig offal in the basin. How could she wash such a disgusting thing? Ma Xiaofeng felt terrible when she thought that she had to touch the pig offal with her hands. What's wrong, Sister Xiaofeng? Didn't you help me wash it? What are you hesitating for now? Zhao Yun smiled and asked Ma Xiaofeng. She had already said it in front of Zhao Tianan, so it would be difficult to take it back. Ma Xiaofeng pulled the corners of her mouth, and the smile on her lips was a little unnatural. Sister Yun, I'm coming. Then I'll have to trouble you. Zhao Yun felt a burst of sourness in her heart. In fact, although the pig's intestines were delicious, the most difficult part was washing them. If they weren't washed well, there would be an unpleasant smell left. When people washed the pig's intestines, their hands would naturally be contaminated with the smell of the pig's intestines. No. You're welcome. Ma Xiaofeng gritted her teeth, squatted in front of the basin, and began to wash the pig offal. A stinky smell came to her face. Ma Xiaofeng's stomach churned, and she felt nauseous. But there was no other way. She still had to endure the nausea and continue to wash the pig offal. Zhao Yun saw that Ma Xiaofeng looked very painful and was still frowning. She couldn't help but want to laugh. She really deserved it. This woman, it was impossible to not let her suffer a little. Zhao Yun directed Ma Xiaofeng from the side. There was a technique to washing pig offal. If it was not handled well, the smell would be very bad. Zhao Yun used modern methods to deal with the pig's offal. First, she let Ma Xiaofeng scrape off the fat on the outside, and then used scissors to cut along the intestines. After that, he added some flour and salt into the basin, added a little water, and rubbed the large intestine repeatedly until a large amount of glue was produced. Then, he rinsed it with clean water. After this, Ma Xiaofeng couldn't help but spit out a few mouthfuls of saliva. She really couldn't stand it. Zhao Yun didn't have to do anything herself, so she was free. He could eat delicious food without dirtying his hands. After waiting for Ma Xiaofeng to finish, Zhao Yuner asked the cooking wine to add some water and scrub it again. After rinsing it clean, the pig offal was almost done. It doesn't smell as bad anymore, Ma Xiaofeng said. Yeah. It doesn't smell as bad anymore, Zhao Pinger also said with some surprise. Second sister is still the best. Second sister knows everything. I told you. Yuner said it can be eaten, so there must be a way to make it not smelly, Liang Jinqiao said with a smile. He knew that his Yuner was good. Sure enough, she could handle these things well. In other words, Zhao Yuner never let them down. Sister Yuner, it's done. Ma Xiaofeng handed over the cleaned pig offal. When she got up, she felt a pain in her waist, and her arms were unusually sore. After all, she squatted and scrubbed for such a long time, her body couldn't bear it. Zhao Yuner took it and didn't say anything. Zhao Tianan said from the side, Xiaofeng, it's been hard on you. It's okay. Ma Xiaofeng shook her head, looking like she wasn't afraid of hardships. You're tuning in to the Blissful Bookshelf YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.